And I was subscription, and man, the video looks a little foggy. Hold on. I'm going to clean up the back lens at the same time. Desert Hooker, what's up, boss? How you doing? So I am making a crap load of leaders over here. Let's see where we're at. Get on my deal. Come on. Oh man, that is good. Got me some coffee because I did not want to start yawning with y'all. So thank God it's Friday. Oh man, that is good. Close that off. All right. So, all right. Let's see. We got Desert Hooker, Daniel Garcia, Jaden, Wingstop, John, uh, Chris Schultz. Wow. So I noticed all the names are coming out at. I never seen that before. Normally it just says your name on there. That's something new that YouTube is doing, or is it trying to show how channels are different? Anybody know why that's doing that? What's up, Dave? F-150. What's up? Yep. Oh, okay, so Desert Hook is Angel. All right, roger that. Yes, God bless everybody. Yes. So, just to give you an idea what I have been doing, I'll show you what I started with and where I'm at now. So, give me a second. So, I started with the whole spool of cable, 500 foot of 480-pound test. Then I cut it up into my drop sections for all my leaders. Here's the first batch, just so y'all get an idea. Like, these are already all crimped, right? So that's the first batch of that same first spool. Now, here's the second that already has all the sleeves on it, but I have not crimped it yet. So I got to crimp those. And then this is the final batch, which I'm almost done with, that don't have anything. So I got to put my sleeves on, and then I'll start crimping everything. And then after I get all that, then I'll start putting my hook sections or my hooks on. I'll be making my 6-foot shark leaders out of this, and I'll show you why. I've kind of fallen behind on it because I wasn't able to get any cable in, and then finally it's available, so I was able to get it. But just to show y'all real quick, my wall over here. So normally it's packed up to here, right? Okay, so that one's fine, that one's fine, that one's fine, that one's fine. These are not fine. So I got 4 colors that are almost empty. And actually the red is doubled up. It's that one and that one. So what I want to do is hopefully I can get it done right. I want to have the red double up, white double up, blue double up by the 4th of July. So yeah, it looks pretty sick. I think it'll look pretty awesome. So, but I definitely still need to make more black, more pink, more of the clear and the light blue so I can at least fill them up. And then I'll move into my 5-foot leaders because those are almost all depleted too. Yeah. So then I'll go back to the 4-footers. But the 4-footers look pretty stout right now. I did do all of these leaders. Remember I told you I had a goal to make a whole bunch of leaders this week? Yep. That's one batch. That's another batch. And that's another batch. So I also made the black ones right here as well. Did these black ones. And these black ones over here as well. For some reason, I guess I missed. I cut them a little bit too long, so they're about an inch longer on it. I guess I misjudged the my marking there, so sorry. But yeah, and then we got 100 pounds of 1 ounce eggs, 100 pounds or pyramids, 100 pounds of 1 ounce pyramids, another 100 pounds of 1 ounce pyramids, 100 pounds of 3 ounce eggs, 50 pounds of 3 ounce eggs. As you can tell, it's halfway filled. You know what I mean? So there's 22 pounds. Then right here we've got 75 pounds of 3/4 ounce eggs, and yeah, there you go. Yeah, no, those leaders over there. Okay, so let me give you a little explanation of my leaders, guys. My 6 foot shark leaders, all of them come with 400-pound mono, 400-pound mono, and 400-pound mono. However, I got bleak black drum ones that come out with 250-pound mono with coated cable, but 135. That's so that way when you're fishing in the bays, you can still get a great cast. 480-pound cable, 480-pound cable, 250-pound cable, and 250-pound cable. I do the 5-footers in both 250 and 400. My 6-footers mainly stick with 400. When I couldn't get none at all, I made some at the 250. But again, too, I don't go over 400 because I've actually seen where sharks have actually eaten through the cable. So I've learned that anything, actually 600 is the heaviest I'll go. And that's what I use on my drop sections. That's all I'll put. That's the heaviest I'll go. But I'm starting to upgrade. And soon you're going to see all my hooks with the heat shrink on there so it locks it in. So we don't have to worry about the cable flipping over on itself. And actually on some of these, I'm got the heat shrink big enough that I can slip over and actually lock them in place. So that is coming, guys. I'm going to be doing a lot of upgrades to my leaders. I've seen little things where I can improve. So these all have heat shrunk. So yeah, I've been updated. Oh yeah, yeah. I've already washed my hands 4 times today, but you can see I'm slowly working them calluses. Yeah, yep. And as you can tell, we're not gonna be able to do Bobby the Bobber today. He got introduced to a lot of people today. People are like, man, they actually a few guys came and took pictures with Bobby today, so that was pretty cool. So. But yeah, my table up here is kind of booked up, so we are going to be doing the Wheel of Doom today. Oh man! And I got to clean all these weights. I did those 2 trays; those 2 are done. But I got this tray, that tray, that tray that I got to get done today, and I have to get it done tonight because tomorrow morning Jeff's coming in to go start pouring on the weights. Obviously, we already hit our goal for 200 pounds of the 3 ounce egg weights. However, we need 200 pounds of the 3/4 ounce egg weights. So, yep. Oh, man. Oh, I got another one for y'all. I was trying to go live earlier, but I didn't get to. Y'all see it? Can y'all see it? The other Dorado rod came in. She is beautiful. So, should give y'all a little view on this one too. Turn this around and turn on the light. Oh, so there's the ring shadow. This is the blue one. It's the Judge as well. 8'10", same weight class as the other one, 2 to 6 ounce. Yeah. But this one has a gold instead of a blue reel seat. Actually, let's do this. Let's put them side by side so y'all can kind of see what's going on here. Those are the 2 mahi rods that we got in. And you can tell they're different. They're same length, but they are different. So that way people can choose which one they want to win. The winner will be able to choose. Now, what he did differently was he actually put a Dorado actually on this one. And then the wrap obviously is different. Oh, look at that blue. I'm telling you, that is sick. Now, he did the same color on the guides all the way up. He didn't realize it until after he started building it, but yeah. That is beautiful. So those will be one of the two rods. The winner of the raffle for the Dorado reel will get to pick which rod they want to go with. So $10 buy-in, guys. We are already started our drawing for that. Like I said, when I hit a certain number, we will see how that goes on. Um, it's a fundraiser, guys. I'm trying to raise money for the shop to make a big jump. And the faster I can get there with bigger drawings like this, the basically I can get back to normal and just do regular fire drawings like I normally do. These are fundraisers for the shop. So again, I don't have to go take out a loan or take out, and owe money this, owe money that. So I am looking at it. Yep. What's up, Sharkotic? What's up, boss? How you doing? So, oh, hold on. Okay, hold on real quick, guys. Let me see. All right. Hold on. I want to check something. See if he's available. If he is. So, yeah, I'd like to hear that new song dropped by Sharkotic. I also too will go through as soon as I get these. I will go through Zelle. I will see. I know some guys have already started prepaying for the fire drawing for tonight. It's the same regular one, $10 buy-in. So again, if you do send money through the Zelle, guys, please, y'all have been doing it, but I'm just giving you a heads up. Keep reminding me which fire drawing it's for when you send these funds in, because I need to know this. If you don't put that, I can't assume anything. So even tonight for the fire, if you put it in there, put on the notes if you can, which fire drawing it is for. So let's see. All right. Let's see. What's up, brother?
What's up? I saw the rod, man. Those look beautiful. Nice.
You walked in with them. I was like, oh my gosh, bro. Like, I want one so bad. Like, they're beautiful. So
Yeah, they look
here,
grand.
yep. One for the fire and one for the rod. I got you there, Night Hunter. Give me a second. Yep.
What's up, Dooley?
Yep.
Daniel
So
Garcia in the
you dropped
house.
another song today, boss?
You guys asked for it, so I did the bird's nest.
Oh wow, we definitely got to play it. Hold on, give me.
I made it as long as I could. I was trying to make it longer. There's not much more I could do.
All right, let me see. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. It's a good Friday, bro. It is a good Friday. So,
Nice. Ray, what's up, Ray?
Ray, you were telling me to comment on your videos. I have not been able to go to your channel yet, so excuse me on that, boss. I've been stupid busy here. So right now, those are the current buy-ins that I've not added in. If you paid in today or right now, so just give me a heads up on that. But I'm gonna get
Yeah, just
that,
me
and then I
popping
gotta
in.
get.
Night Hunter did a 20, and Chris Schultz did another 20.
All right. So again, Sharkotic already got 20 in there, and Amy Couples, Batwoman, has another 20 as well. Those were the
Sweet.
two winners from our last second chance
Second
drawing
chance.
winners from the fire. So
Nice.
get that. Yeah. Let's see. Where's pins? I've been all over the shop today. It's been crazy.
I
It was
bet.
cool because one of the subscribers came in and was just like, "Dude, it is like it is in the channel, bro. It's like you're left, you're right, you're left, you're right." I was like, "Yep." All right, so it was Night Hunter and Chris Schultz, right?
Yeah. And Hunter and Schultz. Yep.
Sure.
And that's for the fire drawing, or is that for the rod and reel combo?
Okay, so Chris Night Hunter put one for the fire and one for the combo.
Okay, so we have to
And
specify when we send it in.
yes, yeah. So that
Okay.
way I know. Chris Schultz put for the rod, so put down on there. And that was two. Okay. Let's see. Let me make sure. Awesome, 900. There you go. Yep. Okay, for 2 for fish hooks. All right, so there's that. And okay, I got to keep track of where I'm writing what. Good thing they're different colors. All right, The Bird's Nest Blues by Sharkotic. Let's see. Oop, gotta turn on the volume.
Yeah. You ever cast out feeling all pro? Then that line snaps back like, oh no. Welcome to the bird nest. Out on the beach with a rod in my hand. Thought I was slick like the king of the land. Casted my rod, let the spool run free. Stay on no line looking like a tree. Tangled up worse than seaweed in a trap. Spool looking wild like it just took a slap. Backlash piece got me cussing in stress. This ain't a cast, it's a certified mess. Trying to throw far, thought I flex and show. But now I'm fighting with a mono afro. Bird nested deep, looking like spaghetti. Whole real crying, said, bro, you ain't ready. Bird nest blues got me tangled again. Line looping wild like a snake in the wind.
You guys asked for it. I did my best.
What was that?
I said you guys asked for it. I did my best.
Because every angler's been in this test. You ain't fishing hard if you don't bird nest. Flip that track, now I'm digging with a pen. Pulling out knots like I'm writing again. Homie on the pier, talking need some help. Now I got pride out, ruining it myself. Saltwater breeze, but my mind feels tight. 20 minutes deep, still losing this fight. Caught a crab once, caught a trout too. But this here tangle might just catch you. Pro tip, thumb that spool on the throw. Feather that line, don't let it go rogue. But I was hype, went full set mode. Now my reel looking like a bird zip code. Bird nest blues got me tangled again. Line moving wild like a snake in the wind. Thought I was cast like a tournament king. Now I'm sitting here trying to untangle a thing. I came to fish, not to weave a net. Might just toss this reel, but I ain't done yet. Cause every angler's been in this test. You ain't fishing hard if you don't bird nest. Let me tell you something. If you never bird nested, you ain't fishing enough. It's the price of power, the curse of the cast. You live, you learn, and you re-spool fast. So next time you cast and it all goes left, just laugh it off. Take a deep breath, cause fishing ain't perfect, but the journey's blessed. Even if your reel looks like a hawk made a nest. Produced by Sharkotic.
Have to make it fun.
Bro, I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna have that on repeat when I go home.
You guys asked for it. Okay, I did my best. I couldn't I got to the end when I did the hawk bird nest thing. I was like, I think that's it. I don't know what else I could do here. I have to now make music out of this.
Now, I will tell you this: you nailed it on so many levels. You know, one of the things like the tournament casters, when we go out there and we talk to them, you know, some of the new guys will come up and ask, like, how do you know how much to put out there? He goes, you live right between the line of total disaster and just barely. Like, you live that fine line. You got to push it to that line of total disaster. Like, you're one hair shy of total disaster.
Oh, yep.
So I'll be honest with you. When I'm out there casting and I'm going for distance, I am literally trying to break my rod. Like I know it's not going to happen, but I have lost the fear of my line breaking, my leader falling apart, or my rod breaking. You lose that fear means you have total control of what you're doing about the cast. A lot of people get into casting and they're scared. They're thumbing the hell out of it. I'm like, dude, let it go. Like, it's going. Like, let it go. And so you're right. You gotta let it go, and you gotta have that finesse of thumbing it. And I'll have to, admit too, I am spoiled now that I have the MC control.
I used to mag my Penn Fathom reels back in the day, and there was a field by my house, and I would go throw magnets in and go test it, only to realize I over-magged it, and then go back to the garage, take out some magnets, go test it, and I'm like, okay, I could put a little bit more magnets in to the point where I don't really have to thumb it. And I made some good stuff with those reels back then. But then with Avid, they created the dial, so done.
Done. Yep. All right. So Uber got 2 for, I'm trying to read the comments. It was 2 for the night, right? Let me go back over here. Going to beach, motor, play, wind, rod. Let's see. 2 for tonight and 1 for the Rio. Got that. Uber 2 for tonight, 1 for the run.
Did you get Ayala, Oscar Ayala 50 for the rod?
Yes, sir, I did.
Cool.
All right, so we got right there. We got Oscar. We got Uber. Right there. Chris Schultz.
So
And then
Kruger,
everybody else. The what?
I was saying what's up to Kruger.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we got that. So we got Uber. And then I got Daniel Garcia, 30 for tonight's fire drawing. 30.
Let me do 50 for the rod.
Okay. Daniel Garcia. He got 50. And then Sharkotic. He said 50 for the rod.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So. Okay, that's takes good to get my. I'm just going through them right now. Dusty, I got yours for 100 the other day. I don't know if you. I'm still going through them. If you sent anything else today, I'm just now going through it right now. Got Daniel, the Mahi Rod 50 right there. Yes, got that. Kruger Automotive for the. He's got 50 for the rod. $50. Then I got Dusty 30 for the fire.
Oh yeah,
30.
ghostwriting. Yeah. I know. I do talk to some people. I've done some things. Nothing crazy, but
Yep.
I can't really talk about those because those belong to them.
Cooper. 20. Okay, got that. All right. Let's see. Mechanic lady, what's up? How you doing? Oscar Kruger. Yeah. Okay, got that. Going to the
Mechanic
beach.
lady in the house.
Yep.
It's a good Friday, everybody. It's a good Friday. It's a little humid though. I'm sweating out here.
So I was having a little bit of fun earlier today on Facebook. Not really on Facebook, but on Facebook through the messenger, because I've got a few guys that like to basically tell me I'm crazy for, voting for Trump and supporting Trump the way I have and his administration and everything. So they tend to send me little tidbits through direct messenger.
I hate that.
So I, at first I kind of ignored it and stuff like that, but then I don't know. I got this wild hair up this week that every time they send me one post, I send them like 15 minutes of just ding, 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 of everything that he's doing positive, or his administration, or that I see where they show the prior administrations are being caught in all their lies and all their deceit and all. So I'm sitting there and I'm just laughing because it's just like I'm not even taking offense. I'm not even upset. Like for everyone they send me, I send them like 50. And so basically, I'm gonna kill him with love. Is just showing him the truths from both sides. His side that he supports, showing all the mess ups that they are doing, and it is being proven, and then showing everything that Trump has been doing, and being proven that it is working. You know what I mean? So again, I knew when he was making all these things, I knew the first thing in the back of my mind was like, shit's gonna hit the fan. Like things are gonna feel bad. It's gonna do this. It's gonna do this. But I'm a chess player. I can see where sometimes you got to sacrifice a few pawns to get that queen.
Exactly. 100%.
Once you start moving them
Good
pieces
point.
off the board, you start moving them pieces off the board. Then the heavy hitters are left. You start
deal
to
with them accordingly. Now you're positioned in a really nice spot. So one thing you just mentioned today, I was thinking, because I deal with a lot of different things with different people with advice and different things. And what helps a lot when someone understands chess, doesn't mean that they're good at it, but they understand chess. They know the moves. They know that there's pawns, there's knights, there's rooks, there's the queen, there's the king, and they all have different moves and different powers. Okay, and a pawn can be a queen eventually with enough hard work or strategy, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting literally today and I was like, man, some of the easiest people to get through are the people that understand chess. Because as soon as I start relating life to chess, they're like, oh my God, bro, I didn't think about it that way. And I'm like, see, chess is a good game, but you need to apply it to your life as well. Like, your life is chess or it's checkers. Like, there's no alternative. Your life is chess or it is checkers. And if it's checkers, that's fine. We need people to play checkers. You know, we don't
Yes.
want checkers to go away. We need checkers. But also, there's people that play chess, and you can't sit there and be a checkers player talking about us chess players are stupid. You
Yeah.
don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That was something I thought about. And then when you mentioned the whole thing with Trump, bro, let me tell you this. This just my opinion. I'm not trying to be political or anything on your page, but you know, whatever Trump does next, the media is going to come out with extreme backlash and hate. And then when he ultimately wins, which has been happening, they cried about egg prices, grocery prices, gas prices, and inflation. Well, they didn't talk about Biden's inflation when he took us over 9%. Trump didn't even
Mhm.
come close to that. Talk about tanking the stock markets and this and that. That was just a correction. It was just a dip that happens naturally if you zoom out and watch the stock market. That's what's been going on forever. That's how people
Yep.
invest. When things happen, people pull out and they wait to see how low it goes, then they buy more. And then when it
And
goes
then it
back up,
shoots, and
they
then it shoots
they
up
they make more
tremendously. Yeah.
money. You know,
Yeah.
it's the checkers people that are the ones saying this stuff. You know,
Yeah.
and that's the
And
thing. They sit there and they berate Trump every time he makes a move, but eventually it works. Just like chess, you're questioning why he moved that pawn, but when he sacrifices that pawn and now his sniper is in the right position. Or his rook is in the right position. The sniper is the one I call the what's it called? The not the knight,
the bishop,
the one that goes the
the
bishop.
bishop.
That's the one I like to call a sniper because
I was gonna say
left and
bishop as
right.
soon as you
Okay,
said sniper. I was gonna say bishop, bro.
that's in my mind. I know it's a bishop when I see the piece, but in my mind, I'm like, let me move my sniper. Like
Yeah.
that's how I relate to chess when I'm playing it. Like I have my own names for him. But yeah, so everyone criticizes Trump when he moves a pawn, but when his sniper's in place, when his bishop's in place, and that actually does a good play, then they stay quiet. Crickets.
Yeah.
And that's
So
wait, next week it's gonna happen again. Next month it's gonna happen
um,
again. It's gonna keep happening.
to foreign country and fight with them. Why did they have to send out service members? Okay, so I'm reading one of
Uh,
Oscar's comment on there. You know, every time a president is in office, me as a service member, I know what it's like to sit there and say, you know what, I'm proud to go over there and serve my country. I signed that open check when I signed that line to go and to become a president, you know, or a service member. Sorry, but again, too, there was times when we as service members were like, dude, this dude is a freaking moron. You know what I mean?
you're not fighting an American war,
Kamala
you're fighting
Harris,
a
she was in
globalist war.
office. She was in office and she did a freaking where they go and they basically compete against, like, hey, they ask them a question and they gotta come up with an answer. I forget what that's called, but Kamala sat there while she's vice president and sat there and said that none of our American service members are in any war zone.
I saw the videos, and then they're like, there's all these videos, and they're like, so where are we?
Yeah, I was like, I called my buddy up. I was like, hey, bro. I was like, why are you lying? And he goes, what are you talking about? I said, hey, dude, the vice president just said y'all aren't in a war zone. He goes, that be Hitler, dude. Dude, you can hear everybody in the background just. So again, guys, like, there's a bigger picture, and I respect. You know, we can talk here and we can agree to disagree, but all I would do is encourage you to look at the big picture of those that have said what they're saying, debating. Yes, Roger, thank you. When they were doing their debating, and to see what was said in accordance to what they are actually doing. Because a lot of times people say this, but they aren't even doing that. They're doing this. They're like, how are they? Like, I saw one with Biden and Trump. He was talking about, oh, I signed this deal to secure the border and said this, that, and this and that. He had no idea what the hell was going on at the border.
It was
How
wide
do you
open.
know that? Because I actually went to the border. I
You had our
saw,
service members out there in danger and just having
yeah,
this floodgates come in. You have people that
bro.
signed up to serve this country and you put them in danger. They took an
Did
oath
you?
to take care of this country, to serve and protect our country, and you put them in harm's way.
Yeah.
You didn't give
Did
them
you see?
what they needed.
Did you see where Obama made a part of the Navy when they got boarded or whatever that they had to surrender to that force? Did you see that?
Probably
Do
back
some
then. It's
research.
been a while. Yeah.
Yeah, there's our Navy service members with their arms behind their backs, surrendering because the president told them to surrender. I am sorry. I no, no, sir. I am never. That is a president. I will. Oh my God.
The best thing
No.
I like is just that all these folks are like, "Oh, are you happy with what Trump did in Iran?" Okay, we had Kamala
Yep.
said no. We had Biden that said no, and we had Trump. I'm gonna bomb the shit out of them. We already knew he was gonna do it. This is a
Yep.
terrorist organization.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
scream death to
Yeah.
America. They scream death to Israel. I don't care. You can't scream
Yeah.
death to innocent people. Leave people alone. If you scream
Yeah.
death to a group of people, I can't stand with you. I'm sorry. I can't stand with you if you're supporting the death of innocent people. No.
Yep. And also too, the way the bombing was so strategic and pinpointed, nothing other than those
Didn't hit no
areas were
cities,
affected.
no innocent kids, no innocent mothers, no religious establishments, no hospitals. No, right on
Yep.
target, right on point, precision. That's
Yes.
America, man. That's America at its
Yep.
finest. We said what
Yes,
we
sir.
said, and we did what we did.
So I saw
Love it.
another one. I saw another one a little while ago that they said that they're going to have on the 4th of July. They're going to have a uh, no kings march again, and this and that. And so one lady, she goes, they don't know they're being so patriotic because that's why we have 4th of July. Is the day we got our independence from the kings of,
From
overseas.
yeah, you're supporting the cause. Thank you very much. Good job, guys. Hey, guess what? Trump agrees too. Trump has come out and said he's not trying to be a king. He's not a king at all. You know how hard it is for him to get anything passed, to get anything done, even in his own party. He gets a hard time. Trump is no
Yeah,
king. If he was king, he would probably get a lot more done. This country probably would be a better place, but he's not king. Okay, he has a
yeah,
lot of checks and balances. He has a
yeah,
lot of brick walls he has to
yeah,
break through to get anything done. He is no
yeah,
king in no way, shape, or form. This is
yep,
all a facade. This is all just people creating these names that will trigger people's emotions, and that's all it is. It's a trigger. They try to figure out what names they could come up with, and they say 50 of them. And then when one sticks, they drill it in. They drill it in
yeah,
because it's like
yeah,
it's in their brain now. We're gonna keep drilling it in.
yeah. No, I'm sorry. I
I
said I was
agree. No
having too much.
kings.
I was having too much fun, and like I said, it's like 3 or 4 of them. Every now and then they'll ping it like once a day. They'll send me something like that. I said, all right, I'm gonna let y'all know how I really feel. So the ding, and one time I think I sat there for like 30 minutes, just ding, the ding, the ding, the ding. I'm sitting there laughing,
That's
because like
so
I said,
funny.
I'm not taking it to heart, guys. We are adults. We can sit here, we can communicate, we can talk as adults. Now, those guys that are out there screaming in the streets, and covering their face, those are all paid people. They're being paid to be out there to cause hate and
Walmart
discontent.
funded the masks, and the bricks showed up at so many protests that were peaceful.
Yeah,
So, according to the Democrats, what Trump did was a peaceful protest.
yeah, right. Yeah,
It
no,
was
he
fire.
disrupted. No, they said
It
he
was peaceful.
disrupted a peaceful protest. Yeah, they're freaking. All right, so we are. And Oscar, I will agree. I've never trusted the presidency, the Congress, none of them, and a lot more now because all the truth is coming out how they've been using our taxpayer money to fund their lifestyles. I mean, how are you going to make 200,000 a year, but yet your net worth is $30 million?
Yep, that's Nancy Pelosi.
How do you explain that?
Insider trading.
Now, insider trading, yes, that are being bought out to make
Yep.
this law pass. So that way they can get their way. Yes, no, I
Look at their
understand it.
districts. Their downtowns are destroyed. It's terrible. Before I went to college, you could have walked around downtown Houston, and I would visit Houston from time to time, and I could see it from being down south and coming back how it changed. Now, if you're here every day, you probably wouldn't notice it, but when you're gone for months to a year at a time and come back, you're like, "What happened to my city? What's going on?" You don't feel safe walking around anymore. And it's all these people like we have what Green represents our Houston, and he's fighting against Trump. Like, look at what you're doing to Houston. You're destroying our city. You're a sellout.
Yep.
You're not supporting the people. We're not getting good safety. We're not getting good public works. Our infrastructure's terrible. Crime is through the roof. But yet, what Trump is doing is so terrible. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Yep. It's crazy. This is. I'm so glad the swamp is slowly being drained. And
Well, that's the one thing I like about Trump because he didn't come in as a politician. And that's the thing that doesn't help him a lot because he literally said, I can't even say it on YouTube, uh, but he was like, we got two countries that don't know what the F they're doing. What president before straight up said that? That was so gangster. Like, say it like it is. Every politician is trying to be politically correct in the way they say things. And the truth is not just getting out, it's not resonating because they're all hiding behind, I have to say things a certain way so I don't offend certain people. No, some people in this world just have to be offended. And I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. Like, you can't please
bro,
everybody.
yeah,
That's what a
not please
politician tries to
everybody.
do. A politician will go into a group of Hispanics and then speak a certain way. Then they'll go to a group of blacks and speak a certain way. Then they'll go to a group of white folks and speak a certain way.
Kamala,
Trump,
Kamala was the
yeah,
worst one.
yeah.
She,
AOC when she was like, "Oh yeah, y'all, we know better than that." Where'd that accent come from? You from the Bronx? You don't speak like that. Where'd your Southern accent come from?
no.
You don't know. You
It's
don't
come
speak
out. She's not
Southern.
even from the Bronx. It has come out. She's not even from the Bronx.
I saw that. She's from the suburbs. She's just bartending in the Bronx. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
I don't know. Whatever it is.
I do my research. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm always up for debate with anybody that wants to talk. I'm not going to name call nobody. I'm not going to call
Yeah.
somebody stupid, and I'm not going to let somebody call me stupid. But we could definitely talk about facts, and we can go back and
As-
forth on the facts all day long without
as
raising our
adults.
voices, without
As
raising our
adults,
blood
yeah.
pressure, without hating each other. That's how it's supposed to be. If you're triggered because the media spoon fed you a bunch of lies, and you're talking to me, I'm not the problem.
Yeah. So I had a Vietnam veteran in my shop the other day, and it was his first time here, and we got to talking and this and that, and I just happened to make the comment, and he goes, "Man, you're doing good." I said, "I'm finally doing good now that Trump is in office." He goes, "Oh, I hate that man." I said, "Can you explain why you hate him?" So he brought up about how that one time when he talked to that veteran, that he got caught, and he was a POW, and they only showed half
Taken out of
of that
context.
conversation. They didn't show the previous half where that Senate, I believe it was a senator, had been talking about all the vets and everybody that follows Trump. He was bashing all of us. So me, if you're bashing on one of my buddies, even though they're not there, I'm going to defend them. And so that's what he did. He defended everybody because they were he was attacking everybody because they were part of his following, or people that trust him to do the right thing.
Untamed and Daddy jumped in. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was explaining. He goes, "Oh, I didn't see that part." I said, "See, so as a vet, from one vet to another, I can totally respect if you hate him for other reasons, but if you hate him for that, you need to see the whole video." I said, "Google it. Like there's a video you saw from that point this way. You didn't see the whole what led up to it." I go, "You and I know we fought for this country. And if somebody's going to come and attack your family verbally, physically, whatever, you're going to defend them." "Oh, hell yeah." And I said, "But that's what Trump did." He goes, "I didn't know that." I said, "Well, I encourage you to check it out. Once you research it," I said, do this. And I go, and he brought up about the J6. I said, it's even come out that the,
Pelosi had a hand into it.
Pelosi. I said, they got
The
video.
FBI had internal
proof.
people in there monitoring it, making sure it happened.
Yep.
She was offered assistance and she turned it down. It could have been completely avoided. And Trump even brought it out many times. He had his paper, the timeline, and he told everyone to be peaceful.
Yes. I saw a video today where one of the young men that was supposed to talk there, he was supposed to talk. So they were passing the word, and he said he was there. He heard it with his own ears, that he told him, yes, you can go and protest peacefully. Do not break the law. Do not hurt anybody. Do not damage anything. But when they cut off that portion of him saying that, all they put on there was where he was supposed to that he was telling people to protest. But he didn't carry on everything else he said. The media has got it all twisted up to make him
100%.
look like the bad guy, but that's all it takes. Hearsay.
Oh, bro, it's this simple. Watch this. How many push-ups can you do?
Now?
Just a question. You know, any number. It don't
say
matter.
20. We'll say 20.
Okay, now what if I were to say, F you, you're a Marine Corps veteran, you could do more than 20? I'm just talking shit like, bro, you could do more. Like, I'm not putting you down. I'm like, if I run to be president, they will find this video and they'll cut out just that one snippet right there where I said, F you, you're a Marine Corps veteran.
Yes.
That's all it would show. That's all it would show. And then you could come out and say, no, bro, like he was just making jokes with me, saying, F you, you're a Marine Corps veteran. You could do more than 20, bro. You're strong. Like I'm being completely positive, and they will flip it and make it seem like I hate the Marine Corps.
Nailed
exactly what they would do. Exactly what they would do with this video if I ever get to run for president. And Albert could come out and hey, look, this is the evidence. Look, he was joking. He's a friend of mine. That's how we talk. And then they would never let that be like mainstream news. They'll suppress it as much as possible.
And then the money that you invested into the fire drawings, that was my hush money, so I don't say anything.
Yeah. He paid him off because if you look at Sharkotic's account, there's been money that was transferred to the Hard Life account. So he bought and paid for. He bought that. He paid for it, and we're going to get the Congress. We're going to investigate him. We're going to put him in jail. He hates the military. He's terrible. We're going to get him, and we're going to prove to every. Oh my God, that's what happens. It's a witch hunt. It's not true. You got to dig deep. Anytime you see anything, I don't care left or right. Like just do your research. Like there's more to it than what they show you.
Yeah. All right, guys. So real quick, I'm gonna give you all an update on tonight's fire drawing. We let me see, make sure I'm good. Let me turn this around. All right, so I got Sharkotic for his the second chance, Amy Couples for 20 for the second chance, Night Hunter for 10, Uber Hot Glass for 20, Daniel Garcia for 30, Dusty Arrington for 30, Roger Garza for 20, Untamed Cat for 10, and Edgar.
Oh, we paused. I'm not paused.
We're at 20 right there. So, yes, and Mr. Sleigh Rider over here. Or the Sleigh 3. I don't know. I'm gonna mess that one up too. So, Chris Shock. I was gonna almost mess that one up again.
Be careful.
You ain't been on the channel in a minute, and then you come in and it just. I think you did that on purpose, bro. You set me up for that one.
It's like the love-hate with my name, Raj. It's like you're not probably going to get another Raj.
Chris Shock.
Their names are similar, but you're not going to get like two similar Rajes. So it's like I love my name and I hate my name at the same time because it's so like off. Because like if I send somebody a friend request, they probably think it's a scam. Like Raj Maharaj. Nah, I don't know who that is. But at the same time, it's different.
Player Chris
20. If somebody wants to do $50 for the fire drawing tonight, I will match it. Let's make it interesting.
Right on, right there. All right. Double down.
Daddy is in. Daddy in the house.
Okay. All right. So 1, 2. Oh wait. Dang it.
Yes, the rods and reels are beautiful, Matt. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you a close up again on them, guys. They are freaking gorgeous. Like I said, the second rod was coming. It came in today, and it is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yep.
I'm gonna go recharge my drink real quick. Y'all have fun. I'll be back.
that 20. All right, guys. So, what does the weight go in the bottom or the hook? No, it all depends how you're fishing. So there's Chris Shock right there. I had it under the other name, but after he said it was that, I went ahead and put it under that. And Daddy Puckett right there so he's got two of them. So it's 40 right there. And Luciano, we fish three different types of ways. We have the weight is close to the bottom, and I'll show y'all here in just a second. But that blue rod is the one that came in today, guys. Here, let me do this. Let me get it up here so they're kind of side by side. If I just don't want to drop it. Let's see. I'm gonna have to take off that the reel clamp. So there they go. They're exactly the same length, but they are wrapped differently. One's got a gold reel seat, one's got a blue, one has got a Dorado on it, and then the other one, there's the two wraps. And then you can see the color of the guide, the rods. One's blue and one's green. Sometimes I feel like hooking the weight to my shoelaces after I get skunked. Yeah. You just gotta shrug it off, brother. You gotta shrug it off and just be ready for the next trip, you know? So, see, are these 2.2s? Yeah, those are 2.2s I'm dealing with. Yes, if I sell the other rod, it'll be $675 for the 9-footer. Or yeah, it's basically 9 foot. So the guides that are on them are Batson guides or Alps. That's what we have on there. So it's an Alps reel seat, Alps guides. Yeah. Oh, this rod is phenomenal. It is a beast of a fishing rod as well too. So going to be a bidding war on the other one. Well, we could do that too, guys. We could do a drawing on the second rod. That'll be another fundraiser. That will definitely help us, do what we need to do. If y'all are game for that, because I know a lot of people want to get their hands on it. So I think that'll be easier. So yeah. No, I did not, Oscar. I will do that right now, boss. Yes, sir. And I think I finished my second batch. Oscar Ayala. This pin. I don't know why I don't just throw it away. I just throw it away. I've been fighting with that thing all day, and all I had to do was throw it away.
Sometimes it's that easy.
Yep. All right. So there you go. Got Oscar Ayala in there. Oh no! If we do well, do y'all want to bid for it, or do y'all want to do a drawing for that second rod? I'm thinking a drawing, but Uber went straight to I got $6.99. I don't know. Yeah, I think we could do that route too. So
Stafford, Texas. That's not too far. Untamed catch. Yeah. It's up to you guys. I'll play. But the thing is,
Matt,
the bidder, you're coming out. So, like, it's cool, like, if you do a drawing, because then, like, you didn't put a lot in, and then you win something. Now, if you bid for it, like, you could just buy it. I don't know. It's up to you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we would definitely need somebody with here,
you 50, got 50 here, got 50. All right, we got 100, got 100 here, down here, over here. We got untamed catch over there,
Yep.
dating all over here, Oscar.
Oh man. I thought I was done, and I just found 4 of them that were not done. So.
Mm.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
It's considered effort weird. Okay, so all right, I didn't even check the time at which I started this, so we'll give it at 34 minutes. 34 minutes for tonight's fire drawing. We are currently at 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, and we're at 250 for tonight's fire drawing. $250. Sharkotic has also thrown out if somebody wants to match him for 50, he'll throw in 50. You'll throw in 50 for tonight's fire drawing. Actually, Dusty, on our shark leaders or even my bull red leaders, I do not have the weight that slides. That was a very old style of fishing. That was the way I was taught to make leaders as a kid. And that was the way I stuck with my leaders all the way up until 2000 and it was about 2003, 2004 time frame when I was actually on Bob Hall Pier. And I've told this story several times of how I came up with my leader. And it literally was that movie with A Beautiful Mind, where he sees, like, he can see certain patterns in the writings or in this and that. That's basically what I saw. I pulled out, I had, I think, like 12 cast outs, or I had a bunch of cast outs out. It was a lot. But again, too, I'd been drinking since 5 o'clock that morning. I'd been up all night, so it was my nighttime. So about nine
It was the
o'clock,
story of
you
her
know,
life back then.
yeah, that's what we did. We got off at 5 o'clock in the morning. We went fishing, and basically that was my nighttime. You're getting up in the morning, getting coffee, and I'm still drinking beer because that's my nighttime. So by 9 o'clock, we had like 30 runs. I'm like, dude, something is happening here. We're not catching on. Oh, dude, they're here. They're here. Like, yeah, but nobody's hooking. Nobody hooked a fish all morning. And so I said, screw this. Something's going on. So I pull in my leader and I look at it and I could see a little bit pigtailed over here and some roughage over here. And that's when I used to have the sliding weight. So I pull in the next leader, pull in the next leader. I cut them all off my rods. Like all my rods were casted out and now they're all up against the rail. And I have my leaders. And what I did was, okay, I got to figure out what's my variable that stays the same. And I said, well, that's the stopping point when the weight catches up to the leader, because obviously when the shark takes off, it goes this way. But when you have pressure on it, it's this way when nothing's messing with it. So I lined them all up like that. And I looked down and I saw the pattern. Not even kidding. I saw a pattern. That's the best way I can describe it. So I literally got my bag and I had one of those big H2O bags that are like, they got the big center compartment that had the 2 separate compartments on the side. That thing probably weighed 50 pounds with 10,000 sleeves, 10,000 swivels of 4 or 5 different sizes. I had aluminum sleeves, I had snap swivels, I had cable, I had mono, had crimpers, cutters. I literally had a mini workbench in there, like everything I needed to make leaders. So I sat there, I started cutting all my leaders, like cutting everything, and everybody's like, dude, this dude has lost it. Like he's been up too long. And I completely ignored him because I knew my game plan. The checker players were all around me. I was the only one playing chess. So I sat there and I cut it all off, recrimped it all back together, and I cast it out. And I cast out. I get to the third rod, first rod takes off. Hey, somebody get on it. And I keep casting. Like by the time I get to like the 5th rod, another rod, hey, get over it. I say, I'm going to keep casting. If a rod goes off, just get on it. But it was on. 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 We had like 5 hookups back to back to back to back to back just because I changed the way I did the leader. And that the biggest one was getting the weight to not slide up and down the leader. Because when I used mono, as it slid down the leader, it chafed up all the leaders. So all my leaders were chafed up. When I used nothing but cable, because we were thinking, man, that the shark's going to inhale it all the way past the weight and it's going to cut you off past the mono. All of those cable leaders were all pigtailed. So I had to get rid of that. And I said, well, since the mono was holding up, let me go and do this. So if it had cable past that point, I got rid of all the cable and I went mono. and then I lock the weight into place, put it a swivel to make sure my hook, my weight, and my fish can still fight, but not twist up on the weight. So that's where that came through. And so after that, my hookup ratio was like everybody else before that was like 10 to 15%. You had like 15, 20 runs and you catch one. Light shines on a dog's ass at least once in his life. Well, that was us. After that point, it was hookup, hookup, hookup. Like if it got to the point that people would say, I didn't go fishing, I went catching. And that was like I would get out there and people would stop fishing, literally just pitch a fit. Oh, crap, we ain't going to catch nothing. It's going to be nothing but Albert. Well, I did something about it. I looked at the problem, I came up with a solution, and I implemented it. I just didn't sit there and keep accepting failure. You know what I mean?
Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting better results.
That's craziness. That is craziness right there. So after I changed that up, literally, my leaders have surpassed anything anybody's ever done on that pier for sharks. And then in kings, like when I would go king fishing, there was guys that's primarily all they did was kingfish. They had their way of doing it, and then I came in, I did my own way of doing it. Sometimes it's just the luck of the draw of having the right angle off that pier where the hot spot was. If you got that, man, you were on it. Sometimes it wasn't even there. It was just anywhere you could put a bait in. But it was not just that. It was how many times you actually hooked up after they hit the bait. Did the fish stay on the hook after you're hooked up and set the hook? Or did it fall apart? Like there's so many other variables that you got to take in consideration at the start of every engagement. And every engagement is when that fish touches that bait or smells that bait. Yes, sharks sit there and they sometimes don't see the bait. They're looking for it because it's buried in the sand.
Seen it. Yep.
I have caught so many sharks through the nostril because they
almost
were
got bit by a tiger because of that in Florida. And Justin was my witness.
So no,
I was taking off the weight. I already reeled it in because someone had a hitsy fit. So we had to leave Florida. So I reeled in my bait, and there was a lot of kids hanging out on the beach. So I went in about waist deep to take the stingray out. Mm-hmm. When I'm doing that, I see Justin. I'm facing the shore. Justin's walking out, and he goes, "Big effing shark behind you!" And I turn. I'm looking like way out there, but it was coming for the bait. So it was following that bait for a while. It never saw it. It was following the scent, and it was getting to it. Had I left it out there like 5 more minutes, I would have had a big tiger. But no, you're absolutely right on the leader design too, because when we started fishing, I was fishing the same way. And when you think about it, if you're doing a slide, when the shark takes the bait and it's running with it, before that weight gets locked, it might feel that prick of the hook and drop it. So it lowers your hookup ratio. Whereas if you don't slide, there's going to be a little bit of slack out there. When he runs, when he feels the prick, it's too late because now he's up against the weight. Now it's done. It's going in the jar.
I'm about to blow y'all's mind in a way that you watch. So one of the biggest things about hooks when they first came out, especially the circle hooks, is what? You don't set the hook. Right? You're not supposed to set the hook.
Naturally
right?
set.
Okay, so on a leader, say I have a snap that slides. It slides up and down the leader, right? Well, when you cast it out or you deploy it out, the weight, you're putting pressure on the line so it keeps it tight. So your weight is now slid up this way to where your bait is at. Right? Now, if you have a circle hook, the shark comes up, picks up the bait. What is happening? That weight has stayed in place. And how fast he takes it off and what happens here? You saw that? You just set the hook unintentionally. So that was that.
All you got to do is get up and tighten up.
And then you would go and you would tighten it up and bring it right back. But you have already set the hook and pulled that bait right out of that shark's mouth. Right? So the reason I changed it was, one, because I thought of that, because I could see all the pigtail and all the serrations of the snap sliding up the line and beating up this line. But it was also pigtailing the cable, so it was costing me more money. But once I took that in consideration and locked it in, now when that fish comes and picks it up, there's nothing holding it back. So he doesn't feel that jerk or that hook ain't
Till it's
getting
too
set
late.
and pulling out
Now
of it.
it's set.
Yeah. And now it's too late because now the hook has time to rotate and boom, it's already embedded in there. See, I had the hook the opposite way. But as it comes under pressure, look at that. In my hand, it already does that. So that's a very, very important thing why you do not want sliding hooks. There is only one time, one variable where you want a sliding hook or a sliding weight. There's only one time. And the one time
You talking about for floats?
no, nope. I'm gonna give away a huge secret, guys. This is gonna be the mother of all secrets why you want a sliding weight during this period of fishing. You know what? I will give. I know. Okay, I know my subscribers here and my team members. I have told them this. Let's see who's the first person to come up with the reason why you want a sliding weight. I give y'all 1 minute. Actually, I'm gonna give y'all 45 seconds. I can see the time there. If nobody can announce it, I'll tell you why. Still going to tell you why, but I just want to see how many of y'all have actually paid attention because I've told this story a few times by now. I just want to see how much y'all are actually retaining because we go through a lot. I understand, I do, but on these big bomb drops, like you should be like, dude, like. But again, too, this period of fishing hasn't been happening a lot, so that's another key note right there. Let's
Oh,
see. I
okay.
want to see. I think you already got it, but let's see.
Yeah, I don't want to give out a hint, but I'll let somebody do it. I still don't do it though. I still don't. Well, the only time I would use anything that kind of slides is if I'm floating something out there. I let
Well,
it
yeah,
slide.
on a
But
float
it.
rig is different. Yeah,
But that's it. I
float
don't.
rig is
Yeah.
different. But even then,
I know what you're talking
on
about.
my
I
float
still don't
rigs,
do it though.
I keep them locked into place because I don't typically use circle hooks on a float rig and keep it to where it stays permanently. If I do a float rig like that, I want that float to slide up and stuff like that. And no, it's not. And let's see. Don't know. Okay. Y'all got about 15 more seconds. I'll give it 20 more seconds. And no, this is for shark fishing. This is for shark fishing. Yes, it's for bottom feeding, but it's a time frame
Yeah, this time of
when
the
you
year.
want to use a sliding weight. All right, red tide. Why red tide? Because we actually fit, and we had to learn this one the hard way, but we found
I was
out
with you
after it
many
was too
times.
late.
Yeah.
So we were fishing during Sharkathon, and it was when they finally opened it up to all the beaches because red tide was so bad on pins they were going to have to cancel the tournament or unlock it to everybody else. So we were actually, I wasn't fishing it, but I was there with my team at the time, and I was kind of coaching them and trying to keep them in. If an emergency happened, I was able to get on the kayak, and I would be one of the ones that would be a rescuer in that sense. Like I wasn't in charge of the rods; I was just coaching and telling them what to do and stuff like that. Now we were out there. We got baits deployed. We were on the north side of the Packery Channel. Actually, no, we were on the south side. We were on the south side of Packery. We were running baits. Well, our bait stuck. Everybody else that was running baits, their lines got cut off, but all of our baits stayed put. We were using hollow core. The other team that came to fishing was using solid braid. They lost all their lines within about 15 minutes. The tide came up so much it pushed us back probably 300 yards up the beach. Like we were moving back and moving back and moving back. It pushed everybody off the beach. The beach was almost closed off on how high the tide came up during red tide. On Sunday, when we started pulling in our gear, we had that where our baits were slack, they were slack, and we were thinking it was the current. It wasn't the current. Comes out that we had two massive tigers pick up our baits, and we knew it was the same tiger, messing with all the baits because the bite pattern was exactly the same, but those two different bite patterns. And what we also did too was we measured the distance between the hook bites or the hook, I mean, not the hook bites,
Cheers,
the
guys.
barb, the hook penetration. And I'm going to show y'all real quick on this set of jaws. And what's the best way I can do it? Okay, so I need a measuring tape. Hold on, real quick.
While Albert's doing that, I want to remind you guys, I threw out a $50 match. If somebody wants to match $50, we'll bump it up. Another hundo
Oh,
together.
yeah. All right, so we had these bite patterns on there, and it was not always because their bite pattern is unlike anything else. Like you can tell it's a tiger bite. All right,
Yep.
so when we brought the baits in, we measured the holes that were left by the teeth in the bait. One of them was 1 3/4 of an inch apart, and one was 2.5 inches apart. So what I did was I was like, man, that's crazy. Like, how can a tooth be that far apart? And I said, you know what? Maybe it's every other tooth that it penetrated. So if you look at this one was 12'3", and the hook or the penetration mark from here to here is right at 2 inches. This shark was 12'3". So the one that was 1 3/4 of an inch was probably a little less than 12 foot. The
Still a
one that
good
was
one.
2.5, that was probably a 13-foot tiger. Now, why did we miss it? We missed the shark because it was during red tide. What happens during red tide? Everything is dying on the beach or in the water. So
They're
everything's
very
on the
lethargic,
bottom,
slowing down,
very
like heartbeats are
lethargic,
lowering
dead.
before they die, if they
Okay,
survive.
now these sharks are in scavenging mode. They can
Yep.
pick up whatever they want. They're not hungry. If they want to chew on something, they pick it up. There is no rush for them to eat anything because
Giant
there's
buffet,
dead fish
feeding
everywhere.
frenzy. Yep. And
But
the
when
ones
they
that do
pick
die,
up
you don't see them.
well, it's not just that. When they pick up a dead fish, they know the weight. But the weight is different once you pick it up and it's got a 3-pound weight attached to it.
True.
So they would feel that weight and they would just, they gummed it and then dropped it because it felt different.
Because
My
there's an
leader
option
did
right
not.
next to it. Yeah.
Well, no, because it had to pull the weight out of the sand. So that
Yeah, no,
little
that's
bit
what I'm
of
saying. But they
kid,
had so much options of fish that's dead. So when they picked
yeah,
that one up and it felt weird, just like
it
if you were
felt
to
weird.
grab a burger and you've been eating burgers from Whataburger all the time, you pick one up, you're like, this feels weird
Yeah,
because you're
yeah,
used to it. But then there's correct burgers, and you're like, oh, this one's right. You'll eat that one.
yep, yep. So that is why when there is red tide in your area, use a sliding weight or a way that the shark is not going to feel that added weight. The sliding weight will end up moving up the line, but you're going to have to use looser drag too because you don't want to have that shark feel any tension because he's not used to having it.
They're
And
picky
so
now.
this was something that like I had to sit there and ponder like why and why and why. And then after you start adding up all these things together, everything that I have just pointed out to you, that will make you think. So
You
I
get
think
into the
Chris is
predator's
calling you out
mindset.
now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Chris,
Shock got in first, so I'm at Shock.
yeah,
Schultz, let me double check. Schultz came in after. Shock
yeah,
came in
yeah.
first, so
So
I'm at Shock.
yeah, shot got it that when you called it, and then here's shock, shock.
Shock. Shocking, isn't it? He was the first one, so it was shocking. We're just having fun, bro. It's a really cool name. Trust me, my last name is Maharaj. I would love for my name to be Shock. That's cool.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, yeah,
Shock in the
yeah.
game. Dude, they got like a rap name.
All right. He's like, that's why I don't do electrical. There you
Yeah.
go. All right. So Got Ayala for his 20 as credit, and then Chris Shock for 50. Sharkotic's match for it, and
Yep.
Chris Schultz did his.
Yep.
Yes.
Go.
There you go. Right on, right on, right on. All right. So what I'm going to go ahead and start doing, guys, I'm going to start putting the names into the wheel generator over here. Oh man, God, dude, just telling that story and all the amount of knowledge, guys, on that, it's just
It makes
like,
complete sense. Yeah.
uh, but
Been out there many times at Red Tide, and man, it's really good right at the beginning. But oh my god, I'd probably just go home if it gets too bad. I ain't gonna be out there sneezing, dealing with all that.
you know how to deal with it, right?
Halls,
The
Halls.
lemon, the lemon
The,
drop, the honey lemon
yeah,
flavor.
yeah.
It soothes your throat,
Yeah, you just need
and
to coat your
you have
throat.
no
Yeah,
issues. But you got to keep one in your mouth the whole time. Like as soon as it weighs out, you got about 5 or 10 minutes, and then So
I've done it. I've been there. Shit, I was there with you too. One year.
yep,
It sucks though.
it does. Yeah, it does. It
Fishing
does.
slows down tremendously.
Now you want to get
Depending on
rid of
how early you are, you want to be at the early parts of it. You show up too late, it's just stinky,
Oh
terrible. And
yeah,
you got to be
yeah.
careful driving on
Well,
the beach. The hardheads will be popping tires.
catfish,
Yeah.
flatting tires left and right, this and that. Yeah, crazy. All right, so Orlando, to answer your question, we haven't had red tide here in a minute. It's been a few years, and all of it changed when that hurricane came through and changed up the Gulf Stream. So now it's going this way and pushing all that red tide towards Florida. Once that Gulf Stream changed up, Florida's been getting smashed with it
Yeah.
since then. It's been about 10 years.
Well,
Yeah.
it's always
Well,
out there. It's just not blooming all the time. It's the brevetoxin.
it's about 8 years. About 8 years. 2014, 2015 was, I think, the last time, maybe 2016 was the last time that red tide, because it was during Sharkathon, that it happened and stuff like that. So,
And be
all right,
careful
let
with your
me,
pets. A lot of people take their dogs out there, and that foam is actually a protein when red tide is occurring, and it could mess your dog up badly. So if
if
you
you
do
have
take your
any,
dogs out and there's red tide, keep them away from the foam. Just take them home. It's not. They could get very, very sick.
if you also have any kind of health issues, stay away from it. The halls
That
does not
foam
work
is
for
a
you.
protein. It's not like bubbles, and so it is a protein. And if you're sensitive, and especially your dogs that are sensitive, yeah, don't let the dog sniff the foam.
Kruger Automotive got $10. Mechanic Lady got one, and then one for the Mahi rod. Well, whoa.
I'm gonna jump in again on the mahi rod on I guess the next one because I think you're gonna run it over and over. So don't want to overstretch myself on the first one. Or I think the second one I think you started yesterday. So I'll keep jumping and just let me know when this is the last one.
Roger that. All right. Okay, I put the wrong name here.
Uh oh.
I saw Kruger Automotive, and it was supposed to be for Chris Schultz.
And a lot of you guys, man, thank y'all so much for sharing and participating in the 80Y giveaway. An update, I talked to someone from Swisher House, and so I haven't invited anybody to be there that night yet. So we were chatting. He was like, I'll pull up Shark. He calls me Shark. And so we'll have Swisher House here in the studio while we're doing the 80 wide drawing.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome, brother. That's gonna be awesome. Well, I know I'm gonna be heading up to Houston to go. They're looking at my pricing right now for the weights. It looks like I'll be supplying them with all their weights and stuff like that as well.
Nice.
So they're looking into that, and I should know something by Monday. So hopefully, I'll have to make a follow-up deal. So I'm cool with going up there 2 or 3 times a month to make some big deliveries,
There we go.
make some money. Yeah, yeah.
Tell them organize something around the 19th so you could be in the studio too.
Well, that sounds like a good time frame, bro. Count me in. I'll be there. Trust me, after that, you won't think the name is cool. Oh man. So, all right. We have 10 more minutes for tonight's fire drawing, And actually, I need to start putting people's names into there. We got a little sidetracked with that. Well, put it this way, guys. I had bags of hundreds of the 1.9 double mini sleeves. That's all I have left of the third bag. That gives you an
Nice.
idea of how many cable sections I have done. These are all crimped.
Goodness.
These are all uncrimped. So I still have to crimp these.
Oh yeah, you got some work ahead of you.
And you got to remember too, every time I crimp these, there's 3 crimps per crimp. Like I have to crimp it 3 times to crimp the crimp all the way across. So, yeah. All right, let me get to the wheel generator over here.
Yeah, Albert does it right. I
So good.
have seen in stores, like back in the days when I was down south, where they used a flathead screwdriver and hammered the crimps closed in a store for sale. I've seen that. That was terrible. Terrible,
Oh,
terrible, terrible. I'm not going to call out any names. I know who built it. I'm not here to, put anybody on blast, but that was terrible to sit there and like create leaders and then like have the audacity to put it out to sale for people crimping with a hammer and flathead screwdrivers. No, sorry. Saw it, laughed at it, and talked to the owner about it. And yeah,
oh, I thought you were, no. Growing up, that's the way we used to build leaders. We would hammer it, or we would hit it with a screwdriver to make it more tight and stuff like that. But
oh yeah, no, but I saw these crimps, okay, and you could see like maybe like 5 to 10 flathead strikes where it was like flathead, boom, 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 boom to close the crimp. That's how they. But okay, if that's how you fish, that's fine. But then you put that out for sale for the public. Like,
yeah, there's a difference between you
no,
using it, me using it, and or turning around
build
and
your gear how
selling it.
you
Yeah,
want. If you build your gear and that works for you, no problem. But when you're selling it, that's not the proper technique to close the crimp. The manufacturer has a way that they will tell you how the crimp works, and it will not work correctly if you do it beyond the manufacturer's recommendation on how to crimp it correctly. You can't use a flathead. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't work. I could go fishing and catch fish doing that too, but I mean, how could you put a brand out there and sell these things to the public? That's just
yeah,
no.
no, nope. All right, so yeah, no, like I said before, I've been to other tackle shops, and the same way, they'll ask, well, like I'm looking at the leaders. They're like, "What are you looking at?" I said, "Well, I'm looking at the leaders and I'm critiquing them." They're like, "Well, why are you doing that?" I said, "Because me as a shop owner, everything I sell represents me. If I bring in something into my shop, I need to know it's at the best it can be to offer whoever spends their hard-earned money on it that they're going to get the best product."
Exactly.
And he's I noticed you keep staring at those leaders right there. I said, "I'm not really staring. I'm just counting up how many are actually messed up." "What do you
Yep.
mean messed up?" And I was like, well, for one, all of these have the hook in the wrong direction. He goes, "What do you
Dude, I've
mean?" I
seen that
said,
so many times.
"There
On the
is a right or
especially on
wrong
like the
way to
double drop
attach a hook
leaders.
to the leader." Yeah.
Yep.
So,
They're doing
I mean,
backwards.
I
It's
had
like
to sit there and
here
I pulled one
it's
out and I
designed
said,
to
"Look," I said,
unhook the fish.
"Yeah." I said, "Look, I said, you're never going to hook a fish with this leader."
It's designed to unhook the fish. Like this is the eco-friendly. This is the Obama leader. This is the Obama leader. That's it.
Oh
No,
man. So,
that's gonna be
and
the
then
thing from now on, bro. All the leaders that are trash, I'm like, that's the Obama leader.
yeah. That or Sleepy Joe's leader.
I had a, I had an old school guy that checked out my leaders and fishing with him. He was like, "Oh man, it's a good leader." He looked at it and then he looks at me. He's like, "At least you know how to crimp." And I was like, "Thank you." That was my
You know,
compliment.
and
And the dude was
for an old
already,
school guy to
yeah,
give you a
he was
compliment,
probably in his 50s at the time, and I was in my
you know,
20s.
that was a very hard thing for them to do.
I was like, yes.
Extremely hard. Dude, that's
Yeah. Then he was like, it's a
Yeah.
good leader. And he looks at it, he's like, at least you know how to crimp. And then he hands
Yeah.
me back my leader, and I'm like, yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yep. Like I said, I mean, I I have put so much thought and testing and testing and testing into my leaders to ensure at the end of the day that what I sell is the best that can be put out there. But again, too, I'm also limited by the production of the items that I get. You know, all the swivels I don't create myself. I buy them, and it's on the regards that I am trusting this company. You
To live
know,
up to their
example, this
breaking straight.
company to make this leader or to make this swivel for it to be rated for 475-pound test. So when I attach it to my 400-pound leaders, that is not the weak point. You know, the swivel is not the weak point because it's already rated more than the
That's
cable.
metal.
It's
Yeah.
rated more than the mono. So I am trusting that company to do that. And as long as I have no failures on my company, I will continue to use it. But I've had where other companies have failed me, and I brought it to the channel. I was like, hey guys, if y'all bought this leader in the last week or so, I need you to bring them back because we found out that they were getting destroyed. And I show that to you. That is something that you will always see me stand by. If I see a product, you know, every now and then you'll have a one-off, a fluke. It'll happen. Even machines make mistakes too. Like a fluke will happen. One
Yeah,
item
they,
will
they
get
test
destroyed.
like, out of 10,000 runs, they'll do a test to make sure that 10,001 is fine. Then they'll run another 10,000. And
Yeah.
then, so like if the next 10,000, that 10,000, the 20,001 that they test, something messed up, they'll try to backtrack as much as possible. Doesn't mean
Mhm.
something didn't get slipped past. But I remember one time I was at the Boca Chica jetty, and I got hung up. I put it onto the hitch of my Suburban and ripped my leader out of the surf. Everything held together but my snap swivel. That is what broke off, and I lost my weight, but I got my long line clip back. I got my leader back. Got my hook. Got my bait. Got everything back. I just lost the weight, which was
Wow.
fine. But that was the weakest point. But I do a snap swivel on, and you do too. Most people do, on purpose. I don't want to do a long line or something heavy. I would rather, if I get hung up on something, get the fish and lose the weight.
Yeah. Yeah. The weight is the one that I think the heaviest ones that I had to go with one time were 300-pounders, which is still pretty stout. Most of the time, I range from the 250s to the 300s. I don't like to go heavier or less than that for the big rigs, just because a lot of times you put a lot of weight on there for the bait and weight and this and that, and sometimes the weight is what's holding it, so you can get it kayaked out and stuff. So you need enough in there, but also too,
Not
I
too
want
much.
that to be my weak point, so I lose the weight,
Exactly.
but I'm catching my shark. You know what I mean?
Your
So
weight
yeah.
needs to be your failure point when you're hooked up big. You don't want to be hooked up to like your dream shark and then it gets caught in between a reef or something. And
Yep. Yep.
now you're stuck. And your shark is shaking his head trying to shake that hook with slack that's created because that weight is stuck. You don't want to overdo it with the weight. But yeah, I never forget that day. Everyone's like, "Damn!" We all tried it, and I went and put it on my hitch on the Suburban. I just reversed. I'm like, something's gonna happen, but I'm not leaving this out here. I want it back. And yeah, sure enough, it was just the weight, the snap swivel itself that opened up, lost the weight, and got it all back. Was able to rig it up and deploy it again. Got Daddy back in for $10.
Yeah, I just got him right there. And I'm up to about three-quarters of the way down, guys. So I've got a few more names. Ooh,
Daniel wants an in-store credit for 20.
Daniel Garcia,
Garcia.
20. Yep. Um, Daddy Bucket, got 20.
Whenever you get done, Chris had a question about his store credit.
Oscar
That
on the
shock.
other. Copy. Finish. Shot. Got 50.
And I know you like guns. I did see there's some good things coming out with Trump with suppressors coming out here in the future. I don't know if you've seen that yet, but maybe something
That,
to look forward to.
that they were going to do away with the tax stamp on it or something like that?
Yeah, yeah. So it's like, if I wanted a suppressor, and that's the thing, like the movies have a lot of people fooled. Like it is not quiet to the point where my neighbors, like, I have ARs, I've custom built ARs. Um, I've gunsmithed in my past as well, even at a shop down in South. But if I have my AR with the suppressor and I were to fire it in my backyard right now, my neighbors would know a gun was fired. It's just saving my ears from needing earplugs. It's not silent. Now, if you have a 22 long rifle with subsonic rounds and a suppressor, that's probably pretty quiet. But at the same time, what are you killing? Squirrels? Anything that could damage a human being with the suppressor, you'll know. If I go out in my street and I were to pop a squirrel with a 9mm Glock and a suppressor, my neighbors would know I did something. It's just saving my
Right,
ears. That's
especially
all
your
it really
neighbors,
is.
man. You fart in the
Yeah.
backyard and they're calling the cops.
I'm in a gated community, so they're very nosy to a certain extent. I'm not trying to say anything bad about my neighbors, but everyone's very quiet here. They don't even let fireworks be in the neighborhood here. But yeah, suppressors got like the stigma from movies, and it's not real. Like, hang out with gun folks, go to the gun range, see if you could actually be on a weapon that has a suppressor, and you'll see it's still loud. It's just not blowing out your eardrums. That's the only difference. And if you think that's going to slow down the bad guys have so much adrenaline pumping through them, they don't care. A lot of them are probably doing it to die anyways. So, you know, I think it's good. I think it's going to create a better uh, situation for like younger kids coming into firearms to go out to the range and not be so afraid. Like I feel like it's a good introductory. Let them shoot with the suppressor, and then now remove the suppressor. Now fire with earplugs. See the difference and grow. I think it's good in that aspect, of course. But yeah, no, there's some good things I think coming down the pipeline. I think Trump's doing a good job with some of these things, of course. And of course, no one's perfect, but I see this as a very great positive in America because one of the main reasons why a country can't invade America, there's like my neighborhood. Let's say China tries to invade my neighborhood. I guarantee you, one in every 3 houses we have weapons. We'll shut them down. We'll get them. You got an
Here we
entire
go, guys.
country. Yeah, sorry. You got an entire
Real quick,
country.
yeah. 2 for Sharkotic, 2 for Batwoman, Amy, 1 for Night Hunter, right there, 2 for Uber Hot Glass, 3 for Daniel Garcia, 3 for Dusty Arrington, 2 for Roger Garza, 1 for Untamed Catch. We got Daddy Puckett right there. Got Chris Shock. He's got 1, 2, and 3. Then we got Daddy Puckett again with 2. Got Oscar Ayala with 2. Got Chris Shock with 5. We got Sharkotic with 5.
Yeah.
Chris Schultz with 5. Kruger Automotive with 1. Mechanic Lady with 1. Daddy Puckett again with 1. And Daniel Garcia with 2. So actually, Daniel Garcia, is that your second one? Yeah, so I need to put a 2 there. That way we can check that. All right, so that puts us at $440. We're at $440. All right, Puckett, he's got, let's
Let me
see,
recharge real quick. I'll be right back.
there's 1. That should be, that will be 2, 2, and there is 1 right there. Let's see, hold on real quick. Just verified. and all the buy-ins over here too. Night Hunter, actually, he's got 1 for 1. That's good. So check that. Chris Schultz has got 2. Where's that? Oh, I think that one is for the other drawing. Oscar Ayala for the rod. Roger Garza right here. Got him right there. Untamed Catch. Got that. Daddy Puckett. Right there is 20. There. Chris Shock is 20. Got that. And then another 20 for Daddy. So that's 4. And then 5. Yes. Should have 5 for Daddy Puckett. Chris Shock right there with 50. Got that. And then Chris Schultz with 50. Got that. And another one. So that's 6, right? Well, let me double check that again. Trying to keep track of everybody. So 2, 4, 5. Okay, 5 right there. So, all right. So go back over here to the names. Daddy Puckett's 1, 2, 3, and right here you should have 2. Paste right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Daddy Puckett right there. All right, that puts us at 450. John Darnell just came in with another 2. 20 right there. No worries, guys. I love the checks and balances, guys. I love that we can get this. And let's see, John Darnell.
Cheers, guys. Happy Friday, and then check out the shot glass. Wait, hold on, let me take the shot, then you can read it better.
Oh yeah. you.
Come and take it.
All right.
I just took it.
Let's see. Copy. It's John Darnell right there. Daniel or Chris Schultz. $20. Daniel Garcia with another 20. All right, so we got that. We got Chris Schultz. Copy and paste. And that will be -2, -2. And then we got Daniel Garcia. Nope. So right there. So 2, copy and paste. So this will be back 3. Back 3. That puts us at 550 or 510.
Ooh,
We're at
second
510.
chance.
So
Yeah.
we get a second chance winner. Get for 1. And we will extend another 2 minutes, guys, since Daniel Garcia, actually 4 minutes, since Daniel Garcia and Chris Schultz had did their right there. While John had did his, I already extended 2, but yeah. So if you got my total earnings, I'll throw in another 40. Chris Shock, your total earnings from the prior winnings, boss? I honestly don't. I'll be honest with you. I started working on it yesterday, and I worked through a lot of Daniel Garcia, Oscar, but I didn't finish it all. I got through a lot of what was on one notepad, which was like 8 drawings. So I still got like 4 other notepads to go through. But
You need an assistant.
Oh, big time. Put it this way: this was up to here yesterday.
Good Lord.
That just gives you an idea. This was also up to here yesterday, and right now it's only filled up because some of the big items, obviously the thing for the toilet and my Q-tips and just miscellaneous stuff. It's not really the paperwork. Like I was going through a lot of paperwork, guys. So Chris Shot with another 20.
Back in.
Right in. So,
Oh, I had a good conversation with Doug from the Redford Ranch.
that's why I called you earlier, and I got totally sidetracked and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
you know what? As a matter of fact, if Sharkotic wins tonight, I'm gonna let you decide how to handle it. But 100%, I would like for it to go to the Redford Ranch.
nice. I know they would definitely stuff like that will help them out big time. So yeah.
Dude,
And again, guys, too.
he's doing a lot of it out of his pocket. Like the dude is really he's really making he's legit. 501c. I had a good hour long talk with him. Told him, you know, I'm down. Just give it a little bit more time. I'll help you even more with some marketing, and so we're gonna work together. And coming up in the future, we're gonna try to make that happen. And we talked about chess, and there's a chessboard I was looking at. It's a board that you play against AI. So you could play, and then the other side it'll light up to move that piece there, and it's
Mm,
like $350 I think for the board. But when I
mm,
do talk to him, you know, I think that's something I think I'll donate to be an extra thing because you could learn chess with that. You could start off as a beginner, you don't know how to play chess, and you make a move, and then the other person will make a move. You could also set it as a beginning, and it'll tell you
yeah,
move
these are
here or
your
move there.
options. To,
Yes, it'll light
yeah,
up, be like move here, move there, and then when you do move, it'll say, all right, the other player is now going to move here. You're playing an AI algorithm that's already set in the board. Like I've been watching a lot of reviews. I wanted to get it for myself just to improve my skills. To play, you could go online and play people around the world with that
hmm
board. You could link it to the internet. It's called Chess
yeah.
Up 2, and
Oh
it's
wow.
really
Okay.
cool. Yeah, chess up too. It looks really cool. I want to get one for myself, and I think that will be really good for the Redford Ranch. With veterans out there, especially if they don't know how to play chess, I think that's going to be a really cool thing.
That and I'll be honest with you. I loved playing military games, like where you have to create a strategy. You have to do this, and that was the only time, like when you were on duty, where you're standing a post. That, like, say you had a computer, you couldn't play like video games. Like you couldn't play Tetris. You couldn't play Mario Bros. You like battle games, like where you have to set up your home defense. You have to set up this. You have to set up communication. You have to, any of those games like that allowed you. They allowed you to play those games. But it
Yeah,
was like checkers, no. Chess, yes. But you see what I'm saying?
for a
It
reason.
had to be some kind of strategy game, and you had
Something
to
that
be able to
enhances your
show
mind.
them.
Yeah, you
Yes.
learn something
Yep.
when you play, not something that like eats away from your brain. Like a lot of video games these days, it's just rotting your brain. You
Yeah.
play it for hours, and then you get done, and you're dumber as a person before you started playing. Okay, seriously, the only
That
thing you
explains
learned was
that explains a whole lot,
how to
bro.
move your fingers fast on the controller. That's all you learned. You learned no strategy in the real world. You can't apply that to nothing. You started off, maybe if you started off smart, when you're done, you're dumb. I'm sorry.
Er, er, dumb,
I don't mean nothing bad to anyone to play. My brother's a big gamer. Um, I get it, okay, but I'm just saying it like it is, and it's just my opinion. There's things that you can play in life, like chess, that could teach you something. You play these stupid games, like you're gonna race a car that's not yours, and like race other people with cars that's not theirs, and then you win, and they're like, why don't you work hard and attain those cars and actually go race people that own similar cars? I don't get it. I don't know. I'm sorry. That's just my spiel. I'm just old school. I love chess. I really do. I'm not that good at it. I'm decent. But I
I
think
don't know
I
what
think
that
that'll
is,
be
John. He's asking if we've seen all the extra stuff. Like, yeah, the Uber hot glass and Windows, the number. Like, everybody has a number now, and or the at
huh,
symbol. Like, I don't know. Something's different about the YouTube channel about that. Like, I noticed that
maybe an
earlier
upgrade
today.
or a glitch.
I don't know, something. It may be going through a change or whatever. But all right, guys. So I've already gone through, and now the last ones right there that were added in were Daniel Garcia, 2, John Darnell for 2, Chris Schultz for 2, Daniel Garcia for 2, and then Chris Shock again for 2. That puts us at $530. We're at
Yeah.
$530.
Good form, everybody.
Give it 45 more seconds. Mm-mm. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, boss. I really don't.
Upgrades, most likely. Upgrades.
Yeah, something.
After you get
I
off
hope it's
today, update your phone and update your YouTube and see if that changes tomorrow. They're always
yeah.
upgrading and changing, and then in the process, it's some things get missed.
Right to that. Yep. Oh yeah. So, all right, here we go. Hold on. Let me see. I need to check something real quick. Hmm. All
Chess
right.
is
Oh, I
fun
forgot to
once you
put
learn it.
whiskey in there, man. That is my bad. Yes, I forgot to put whiskey in there. Hold on. Let me add him, but real
Oh yeah,
quick, I need to
20.
go
Yeah.
to the Sharkotic YouTube channel because I gotta find a song. Oh no, it's on my phone. Never mind. The fire drawing song.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, when I do finally get the board, I'll let you know once I create my name and all that. Because like I've played online, but it's not the same. Like I don't like on the phone just like sliding, and I want to touch a chess piece and I want to move it. Like I want to still, use my motor skills, just not my finger. Yeah, that's just something I like about chess. But yeah, once I get the board, I'll let you know, and I'm really thinking when I do talk to him next time, I'll donate a board, if he's interested, and we'll go from there. We'll go with something extra for veterans that want to learn chess, or even if they know chess, you can sharpen your skills, and then you can play people around the world. What?
Can y'all see it, bro? You know what? Don't send me that uh,
What was that?
BS because the guy that I was telling you that kept sending me the crap. So I started blowing him up, with all the
Oh,
positives. You know what? Don't send me that BS to me anymore because when your business goes under, I have to see you get it from China or other countries and just unfriend me. I'm black or black cause. That's because it's just stupid shit. Thank you. Have a nice day. So now he's
there's
blocked me.
nothing wrong with having an opposing argument for somebody, but when you
Yeah.
came with that type of comment, bro, if you're watching or if you'll watch in the future, that's not the way to be an adult. You
Yeah.
just lost the debate. Albert just
Yep.
took your nuts. You just lost your nuts, but you feel like you're a tough guy though.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Right. Right
You
on.
lost the
Chris
debate.
Schultz right there. Chris Schultz.
Nah, the great thing about this country, bro, is that we have freedom of speech. We should be able to discuss ideas. Nothing threatening, nothing harming anybody. We should be able to dialogue on our differences. Because I'm not saying I'm right about everything I'm talking about. If you got something to say to me, I would love to hear it. I would say educate me. Talk to me about your side. And we can banter back and forth as long as we don't raise our blood pressure, resort to name calling, and start hating each other because we believe some different things. I mean, we're all humans by the end of the day. We're more similar than we are different. We all need gravity. We all need water. We all need food. So we're not that
And we
different.
all bleed red.
And we
We
all
all
bleed
bleed
red.
red. Yep.
So let's just talk. There's no need for this hatred, this just like wanting to destroy the other side. Like, no, I have my belief. If somebody is against my belief, I don't want to destroy you. I want to talk to you about it. And I probably can't change your mind, but I will take in your information and try to enlighten myself. And hopefully I can enlighten you too. We'll probably both go about our ways believing what we want to believe in anyways. But this is America. Let's dialogue. Talk. Come on, there's no need for all this hate.
Yep.
Delete
Yep.
me.
That or I mean, you got to
Albert, delete
understand
me.
too. If you
Albert, I'm
share
mad.
your
Delete me.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's the other thing too. If you're going to share your thought with me, you need to be open that I'm going to share my thoughts back with you. It shouldn't be just one way, and that is what the biggest thing I've seen with a lot of what's going on. All these people are upset about something. Why are they upset? Because somebody else is upset about something, so they joined the bandwagon. I'm
It's
not
a
one of those
halo
people.
effect. Everybody
I'm,
follows.
I'm not. I'm not that.
Me neither.
So if you, like
That's
he
why you
says, if
own a
you have,
business, and that's why I own a business. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
So if you have a bad way of thinking of somebody or something, and again too, another business or whatever, and you come and talk to me about it, I can one either agree with you, disagree with you, or just not engage you at all. So if I choose to agree with you, that's my choice. If I choose to disagree with you, that's still my choice. And to not engage, that is still my choice. That is the same
What's
choice that
wrong?
I am giving you by opening the door to whatever your thoughts are, whether you like them or you don't like them. So for him to sit there and be upset because I
You
matched
took his
the
nuts.
level of his hate with love, because none of anything I sent to him was me
You
talking
didn't
like
ask him to delete.
I didn't cuss at him. I didn't do none of that. I just saw a lot of insightful information that I felt, hey, you know what? If you're sharing the negative, let me show you the positive. And again too, all the negative that's being shown has been
The
what's
grass
the
is always
word?
greener on the other side.
What?
There's always something that you believe in that somebody else might believe in, something other. By the end of the day, why can't we just do this? All right, I can't agree with you. You can't agree with me. Here, shake my hand.
Yeah,
Let's have a shot. Let's have a good time.
that's it.
Let's drop it now.
I've had that conversation with several people. Like we came to the terms that like I wasn't going to change his mind, he wasn't going to change my mind. But we sit there, we kept drinking, we shot pool,
Let's
and
agree to
we talked about
disagree.
other things. But at
Shake
least
hands. Take a shot. Fuck it.
we both knew
Or
where we stood, and we
yeah.
could be respectful about that. And like I said, we sat there, we drank all night, we had a great time. But we
No,
we we
there's
voiced our
great
concerns, and
people.
there
I
is
know a
that's
lot of
that's a real
very
real
smart,
man right there.
educated
Yeah,
people that lean left, and they are
yeah,
still genius, smart. I still respect them, but let's just get along and have a great time together. We're
yep,
all
yeah.
people. Let's not let this divide us. I really like the fact on your channel because I try to stay away from it because I get too much into it. But like I said, I love the banter, and I've mentioned it many times. Like, let's just talk, let's chat, let's
Look,
learn from each other. If we learn from each other, we better each other. I may learn something, you may learn something, no problem. And by the end of the day, let's just shake hands, take a shot, have a drink, play some music, go fishing, whatever. Let's still be friends. Like I said, I know a lot of brilliant people that are Republican. I know a lot of brilliant people that are Democrat. Ain't none of them more smarter or stupider than the other one. They just
yeah.
have different beliefs. And that's okay.
All right, guys. So right there, I added Whiskey Warrior for his two. Chris Schultz last two right there. Chris Shock with his two, and that puts us at $570, guys.
570.
$570. I have got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 24, 26. I got 26 people in here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Chris, I definitely need
Actually,
to
I'm
talk to you about that
chilling.
because
I
I,
appreciate
I'm,
the
I'm looking.
offer.
I'm looking for some cans from my SBRs as well. So
I
again, we got
I'm
26.
over equipped. I'm trying to cut back my budget in that realm. I
All right, guys. So
In the
real
future
quick,
maybe for sure I'll reach out. I'm just trying to chill on
we
that right now. I've overdone it.
all right. So here we go, guys. Give me some thumbs up. We are gonna go ahead and start
Are you
kick
ready?
this ball rolling. We got 26 spins. We got 26 spins, and let me
All
see.
in,
Give the thumbs up.
all in.
You gotta see it.
Everybody, everybody.
Hey, buddy. Let's see. Yep, they only good. 7 millimeter weak. Come on, let's see. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Yep, yep. Give me some thumbs up. Good to go, good up.
I'm good to go.
All right,
While he's
here we
spinning,
go.
what's gonna be the next song while he's spinning? You guys come up with an idea. I did y'all's last week idea, so y'all think
Let's
about
do
it
it, right?
before. Oh, we
All
still
right,
got next
one,
chance, so you guys got time.
two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. All right, all right, all right. Here it goes. Here it goes. Here it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows.
Let's go. Let's go. No copyright. Yeah, play my music. That's a shocker. Wife goes, "What's this?" That's a shocker. He was counting, so I was just trying to make it fun. I'm here for entertainment purposes. It's a Hawaii thing. H Town is like this. That's an
Don
H.
Darnell.
Darnell,
Ain't
got
seen
it.
him up
Nice.
in a minute.
Very nice.
There we go. Yep. Don Darnell. $570, guys. $570 for Don Darnell.
Good win. Good win. Good form.
Now we got to go to second chance.
Second chance.
Second chance. Second chance. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh. Mm-mm-mm. Here we go. Here we go. All right.
Yeah, Uber, you're
Again,
right.
I'm gonna shake it up. First one that falls out will be the tickets.
Robert, something. Shake, shake, shake. Shake those tickets. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Shake those tickets. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Huh?
Oh, oh, oh. One ticket already fell. One ticket fell. 1 second.
That is the one grasshopper.
Darnell.
Back to back.
Back to back win.
Get a ladder ticket tomorrow.
Yep. Jeez, so John Darnell
Hey,
won
someone claimed a
$590
$1 million in Houston today. That's get a ticket, man. Get a scratch off. Get a ladder ticket. Someone claimed $1 million scratch off in Houston today.
Wow.
Woo! Imagine scratching a ticket, winning $1 million.
Wow. So today at the store, I went to go. I was like, man, I'm in the mood for a cappuccino. So I walked in and I get in line. I do my thing, this and that, and I finally come up to the register. So I tell the lady, I was like, okay, I want this and that, and she tells me if I got the cookie, I got the drink and the cookie for $3, or I can get a donut or something like that. So they were selling the cookies for like $5 by themselves, and the cappuccino was like $2.35. And I was like, man, for a thing of cookies that I could give to the kids, I was like, well, shoot. So I got it, and I've only had to pay 70 cents more than what I was already going to pay. And then she goes, oh yeah, and which ticket did you want for tonight? And I looked at her and I said, man, I was thinking about that when I walked in to buy a ticket for tonight. And I said, well, which one's for tonight? She goes, it's this one, but it's like $5. I said, get it. I said, and she goes, well, I thought there was another one for tonight. I said, well, what about for tomorrow night? So I ended up buying for tomorrow night too. So I ended up spending $10 for all the tickets. And she goes, well, I hope you win. I said, man, if I win, I will come back. I will take care of you. And I said, because I know that company won't. She goes, yeah, they don't do. I said, if I do, I will come back and take care of it. She goes, I said, told her, I said, because I paid for it. She goes, yeah, I do this and this for the community and this and that. And
that's
she
really
likes to
cool.
help out. I said, well, get with me in my channel. I said, because that's what we're about. If we have an opportunity to help our community, we're all in. We're all in. Like, she goes, for real? And I told her about the channel, so told her to subscribe. But yeah,
Dude, I would be your neighbor.
Hey, God works in mysterious ways. God puts people in your life for a reason and pulls the ones out for a reason. So I'm not too heartbroken that somebody decided to unfriend me because they didn't like my thoughts.
I'm upset. Unfriend me. I'm upset. I didn't win the drawing tonight. I'm upset, Albert.
Yeah, no.
Hey, bro, if I
Oh.
win, I'm gonna be your neighbor. Like, remember Tim the Tool Time back in the day, and he had the neighbor. He always had the hat, and they would meet at the fence line. Sharkotic, is that you? Hey, Albert, how you doing, bro? Yeah. So we're gonna we'll spit some wisdom at the fence line.
Right? Yeah. Dude, that
Oh
would be a
man,
cool video. Like we just, like that's all you see of us, and we're sitting there just talking about what we're gonna say.
yeah. Why not, dude?
Yeah.
The song that I did, "Make Him an Offer," Michael Francis, he started doing podcasts on a bench. Something he did a few times. He did one with what's his name, Agitate, and it was like bench conversations. So it's like two people meet on a bench and we're just having a conversation about life. I thought that was
Mhm.
so cool, so cool. That we could do it on the fence line, where we just see our foreheads and our hats. Oh man, congratulations to the winners, guys! Thank y'all for playing. I love playing this. You don't win every time, but when you do win, it's completely random, and that's your luck.
Yep.
Congratulations!
And there you go, John Darnell. So we already got your name on Tuesday's fire drawing, which will be July 1st, which next weekend is the 4th of July weekend.
Yep,
I'm so excited because we
Friday.
have no kings.
No kings. Yeah, they're joining. I agree. I for once agree. Yeah, of course, no
I agree
kings.
with
Like
y'all.
I'm celebrating too. I'm buying fireworks to celebrate with y'all. Come hang out with Sharkotic.
It is going to be the biggest, baddest
I
4th of
agree. No
July ever.
kings.
Ever.
We're gonna have fun.
I,
Oh my
I was sitting
god.
there thinking about it when I saw that video. I was like, damn, they are so right. I totally
I
agree with
agree.
you. Like,
I agree. No problem. Let's pop fireworks. Take a shot. Let's have a good time.
oh yeah. I'm so excited, guys. So again, yeah, like Sharkotic was saying, you may not always win on these drawings, but we do have a lot of fun with them and stuff like that.
It's one of the
Uber,
most fair ones I've ever seen. I've been on different. I'm on other drawings too, but it's not live like this. And those are. If I don't win, it's like, was it rigged? I don't know. This one's. It's right here in front of your face. I can see it.
yep,
So,
yep,
I like
yep.
it.
Yeah, and I like how it varies. Like sometimes people just need a blessing. You know what I mean? And
Oh yeah.
it comes when it is right. You know what I mean? So
Cheers to
yeah.
that, brother.
John
It's
Darnell,
Friday.
what did I miss? Something about the Kings? Oh, we're laughing because they're supposed to have another No Kings
Protest on 4th of July.
protest coming July 4th. Little do they know, the reason why we celebrate July 4th is our independence from
Happy
England.
birthday, America!
Happy birthday, America! Like,
No kings.
so
Man, the things I would like to say if it was
Hey,
we'll be
that'll be the
united.
one day we're going to be in total agreement, the whole country across the.
Yeah, I'm down. I agree. Yeah, no kings. We don't have a king. We definitely don't. If you think we do, oh my god, stop drinking the tap water.
That I think they
Don't
have a
drink
little
tap
bit.
water.
They have a little too much fluoride in their tap water over there. Yep.
Speaking of water, have you messed around with hydrogen water?
No, I have not.
So I have a machine that takes I take my Avion water and I put it into this machine and it puts hydrogen in it, right? And
Okay.
like Grant Cardone, he's a multi-billionaire, and there's a lot of research out that like hydrogen water is really good for your body. It's really good for absorption. Like it's one of the best things you could do in terms of hydration. So whenever you get some time, probably look into some hydrogen water. I haven't used the machine in months, and I was telling my wife, I was like, I spent like $500 for that thing. We're not using it. I was like, I buy top of the line water. If we take that water and put it into the hydrogen machine and drink hydrogen water, that's what we need. Back when I was like drinking heavy, because I think last year when we'd hang out, I'll drink throughout the week. I'll drink a lot more. I just kind of like drink a little bit if I'm be on the live with you. Friday, I'm gonna have a little bit of fun and drink, but I've cut back a lot. But when I was drinking heavy, The hydrogen water. Once I start drinking, I put hydrogen water to make. I get done drinking, I chug hydrogen water. I go to bed, I wake up like no problem, no problem. You feel it working. It's weird. Next time you come by, bro, I'll get that hydrogen machine going
So
and
so
try some water.
I'm interested in that because right now, like I said, I am getting ready to buy a split unit to put into the area where we melt our lead because it's a hot environment. It really is. But again, too, I'm finally, thanks to President Trump, my business is growing more than it has like I said, with Biden, and that's what I cannot understand with this guy. Like I've told him, like, and it's not me just trying to attack the guy, and because I could say his name, I could say no, it ain't about that, guys. This is me just sharing what I have experienced as my business, and y'all have experienced it with me. You have seen me through my downs, my way downs, and y'all have been there. Y'all have stuck with me, and now y'all are seeing me on my way up. We're all gonna
Yeah.
raise up.
I
So
could
again, it
expound on that too. Last year was a tough year because it's an election year, and it's a tougher year when the parties are very split, and we don't know the trajectory of America this year, last year. So I'm in construction, so I saw a lot of things on hold. I had my worst year in business, 30 plus years of business. Had my worst year last year. The beginning of this year was the worst again. But now that things are picking up, I'm actually probably going to end the year as one of my best years ever in 30 years. Like I literally have I'll just say it because we're a big family here. Literally working on a $3.8 million contract that with change orders will cross $4 million. I already have on the books about $3 million. My company typically is 3 million, 3.5 million a year. And we're going to finally surpass that. Not even in the whole year, but the second half of the year. All because of Trump. All because of Trump.
yeah.
I was hurting for 4 years with Biden. Not too terrible, but I've had better years with Trump's first term. Man, it was great. Biden, I survived because I know how to switch it up and I get government contracts too. But at the same time, it's not what people think. Now that I have government contracts and the private sector doing great, I'm getting money from both ends. Not right now, but in about a month and a half to 2 months. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Sharkotic's gonna start upgrading some things here pretty soon.
Awesome. Yeah,
But like I said,
that's what I try.
leadership.
And that's what I try to tell him. Like I'm just speaking from my personal experiences from actually keeping track. Because I'll be honest, all the way up until I decided to open my doors, I did not care. Like I didn't vote. I didn't
Yeah, I
really
know.
have a
Yeah,
reason to.
you've
I didn't
never
keep
been
track. I
political.
honestly had
When you
no
first met me,
idea.
I was always very political. I was always
Yeah,
posting political stuff on Facebook, very political. I've pulled it
but
back just because I got tired of arguing with people, and I just, believe what you want.
yeah.
I'm gonna believe what I want.
So
I will say what I have to say, and you do it too. But I don't post it so much. But I'm glad to see that when you finally do get political, we're in line.
yeah, look, Whiskey Warrior just posted about it. Yep, that is no joke there. I mean, during the Obama administration, I had come to terms. I told y'all this, and it was part of um, my testimony too, and believing in God that He had a plan for me and that He was going to see me through, and He did. He did see me
Yeah,
through that. And then Trump took office, and in the first year, I grew 400% in the first year because my best year with Obama was 21,000 for the year. For the year, I made more money out of my garage in 2 months when I had my own garage. When I worked out of the garage, now I have a taco shop. I only made 21,000 for the year. First year with Trump was 89,000 in 1 year, like 400%. Boom. Now, the following year after that, I grew another. I went to 175. The next year was 250. The fourth year was 325, 335. So I was thinking, man, when Biden takes office, I should be. I thought that I was growing because I was growing. I didn't realize that the presidency was really screwing me, and
Yep.
I really didn't pay attention to it when Obama took office, but I did because when he closed the pipeline, 400,000 people here in Corpus lost their jobs, which was 95% of my clientele. So I knew that directly impacted me.
You know the reason why he did it, right?
Yeah,
George
because they
Soros
wanted to,
owns the train line company that uses
yeah,
the trains. The train brings the oil down.
yep, they wanted to train or use the trains to transport the oil. So
Instead of
Soros was
making America
basically paying
strong,
him to do that. Yep,
and then
yep,
we have allies overseas, especially Germany, and then they take a pipeline from Russia, and now Russia's controlling their energy, and we're supposed to be protecting Germany. So I
yeah,
mean, right here, think about it as a neighborhood that you live in, and the houses around you are like countries around the world. And think about how the deals are working with your neighbors around you, and how is it helping you and how is it hurting you. And for too long, it's been hurting you as a homeowner. And then now, finally, you're starting to get something.
yep,
It needs to be
yep.
America first. It needs to be America first. That's it. We are the number one economy in the world. We are a consumer based economy. China's number two. They are an export based economy. They depend on us. Why are we acting like we don't have the cards? We have the cards. This
Yep.
is the way it's going to be. That's it. We are number one by far. That's it. Come to the table. Make them an offer. Bro, I swear if I run for president, that's going to be the song. Make them an offer they can't refuse. Confidence lace in the words you choose. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
But no, I'm glad to see that things are working out better under this presidency. And even under Biden, I didn't want Biden to fail, though. I did not want Biden to fail. I wanted America to be strong and great, irrelevant to who's president. I want this country to be great. Because if this country fails, where are you going to go? Are you going to go to the Congo? You going to go to Brazil? Where are you going to go?
Exactly.
Where are you going to go?
Exactly.
You're
Yes.
going to go. You're going to go. You're going to go to India. You're going to go to Australia. Where are you going to go? Let America fail. Where are you going to go? Where's the next free place that you
Well,
can grow your ambition?
well, I can
My
I can
father.
tell you that that's
Right.
going to be the hardest thing because, for one thing, I'm never going to move to another country in that sense because
Same.
I love America. America is in my blood. You know what I mean? But all those other ones that are throwing up their flags, maybe they'll have a country to go to because they came over here and destroyed
We
ours.
know where
Now
to
they
send
want to go
them.
back to theirs. Like
Oh, we see your flag. Okay, so that's where we need to send you.
yeah,
I'll tell you a story, man. My dad came to this country legally. Okay, he worked at a gas station. My mom and my dad live in an apartment with no furniture. My dad worked at a gas station and they had one pot, they had no furniture, they would sleep on the ground, and they would eat soup from the gas station that my dad worked at. A stop and go off of Highway 6 in Houston, Texas. My dad never took a penny from this government. My dad turned out to be a multi-millionaire because this country gives you the chance to grow your ambition. You work hard, and imagine how hard it was back then with his name being Kedar Nat Maharaj uh, in this country before I was born, and I'm 40 this year. And my dad never ever let me believe in racism growing up. It was be smarter, be better. And that's what he did. And he went from working in a gas station, riding a bicycle. He didn't even have a car. They had one pot, no furniture, slept on the floor, and my dad made himself to be a multi-millionaire. He owns multiple buildings in Houston now. And that's a true American success.
true
Now,
American dream right
what
there.
country,
Yep.
what country can you go to and your name is different to the normal name in that country? You go to Japan and your name is a white person's name. Will they let you? They'll suppress you. You will never become a millionaire there. You go to anywhere in this world, America has that. And I've seen it for myself. I lived it. And one of the most humblest things in my life was my story right there, man. I meet people all the time, and I don't write nobody off ever. Because how many people walked into that gas station and saw my dad behind that counter at a gas station and thought he's nobody and he will be nobody. But this is America, and he had plans. And that's the beauty of this country. You can start off in a gas station, and then you can be something else. My brother's friend, right out of high school, uh, was pressure washing pipes for National Oil Well Varco (NOV). He stopped his education from high school and he was pressure washing pipes. But bro, check this out. He never showed up late. He did his job by standards or exceeding the standards, and he did it consistently for years. Guess what? He's probably making more money than me now because higher ups recognize his passion for wanting to better himself and they gave him opportunities. We'll send you to this school then. You go learn from our NOV Academy. You go take our class, and then now we'll move you up. And dude is high up in NOV right now. Ambition, and he's a Chinese kid. He's a Chinese kid from high school. And there's high school kids that got degrees and not making the money he's making. See,
I've seen
that's
kids
the
with high school
beauty of
degrees working
America.
at
That's the beauty
corner
of
store.
America.
Yep.
That's the beauty of this country because there's no other country he could have done that. And there's no other country my dad could have done that. And there's no other country I could do what I'm doing right now.
Yep.
America gives you a chance. And it's not always the easiest chance, but it's still there. Sometimes, yeah, you're brown, you're black, you're Chinese, you're this, you're that. Everybody in this world might have something in their mind that they think about you when they first see you. But now it's up to you to, spit your game, sharpen your knife, be strong, be great in this country. Albert knew me. As a matter of fact, we both knew each other. I knew Albert. I took him home before he had his wife when we were fishing Bob Hall. A small home in Corpus.
Mm-hmm.
Albert also came to my small home in Brownsville about 15 to 20 years ago. And we've
Yep.
come so far. And yes, we could definitely say a lot of our ambition, got us there. But, it's the beauty of this country. Because if we were in another country, we probably would be where I met you, Albert, where you met me. We'd probably still be there if we were in Japan, or if we're in China, or if we're in India, or if we're in Germany, or if we're in England. We'd probably still be there. You know what I mean? But we live here, and the blessings of America has given us opportunities, and we took advantage of those opportunities. We sleep great at night. I'm sorry, bro. You got me going. But, we sleep great at night. There's a lot of countries where people are sleeping. They don't know if they're going to wake up in the morning. I put my head on
Yep.
my pillow. I'm not worried about a bomb dropping in my neighborhood. I'm not worried about spring getting destroyed. I'm not worried about that because our great men and women in uniform. And that's why I
Yep.
can't agree with the left. I can't agree with the left. I never can. I can't. They don't
Nope.
support them. They don't get it. And I'm sorry. Move to those countries and see it firsthand. There's a lot of
It's crazy.
countries.
They fight so much for those countries, yet they won't go over there and live there. They want to be in our
Go
country.
over there and go over there and support them. Then
Go over there
go
and
there.
support them. Like, yeah. So, yeah.
I see a lot of people. I'm like, if you were to go to that country, they'll cut your head off.
Yeah.
But you're supporting them.
exactly what you're doing. They will kill you over there.
They will cut
All
your
right,
head
guys.
off. I'm sorry.
So y'all can see this is a lot of cables right there.
Jeez, bro. I bet the callus on your hand could freaking crack concrete.
I'm telling you, bro. So, yeah, when I tell you, like, I've got some rough hands. For me to get a blister under a callus, that should just explain everything to you, man. The whole callus fell off. That's how big that blister was. And now it's already back. Like, I got another one there. Hopefully it's more padded than the last one because I guess it was weak enough. So, but yeah, so
Nice.
that is, yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. Next year, I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna try to get everything hard life with my team. I don't know what's going on this year with my team. Last year they did great, and this year I don't.
Well, they're probably working a lot more.
That's well, that's it. But I still gave them some money. And don't take the money if you're not gonna do the work.
Yeah. So again, too, like I said, man, this is, that's everybody that, oh man, I ain't fishing a month. Like, why? Like, dude, I'm working so much. And I was like, is that a bet? No, it's good. Like, everybody now that comes in, I ask him that question. So it's not just me feeling it; it's everybody else. And for the
It's
ones that
coming up.
aren't feeling it, I don't know what you're doing because,
Let me know.
like, you know what I mean? Like, it's amazing. So,
But I
but
think we're gonna end the year really great, and we'll look forward to that. I
bro,
definitely want to
we're
win that
gonna have
mahi ride.
another 3 more years after that of great blessing. Because that's the other thing too. Every time I see him, he's talking about God. He's putting God first across the board.
Ain't nothing wrong with
And,
it.
and if you're doing that across the board, you're golden. You're going to be golden because you're living with God in your life. You're knowing what you got to do reflects what God would want you to do. And there ain't, how can you go wrong? What would Jesus do? If you do that and you know he would do that, then you're going to be golden. So,
Whiskey was saying he carved something that's like my shot glass. Come and come and take it. You get
oh,
something like that?
I don't know. Did he send me a picture? Sorry, I don't get notifications, texts, and I have to shut all of that down because otherwise I'll be I'll
And guys, my
forget.
vision's bad. Like I can take off my sunglasses, ain't gonna make a difference. Like I do have eyes. It's just it's bright. So instead of me squinting and looking like I'm Chinese, it's better I can open my eyes with my sunglasses.
So yeah, it says come and take it.
That's cool.
Oh, nice.
Come and take
There
it.
you go. Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, man, I got those 3 trays to work on now.
How late you staying up working on them?
Uh,
How long you gonna work on them?
I don't know, but I need to get on it. I think I can clear off both those trays in probably, I don't know, hour, maybe 2.
You know,
But
I
I got to
found out
read.
something, and I hope I'm wrong. Kinda, I guess. I had 2 cameras that keep cutting off, and they're 1,000. So the Sharkotic studio has 3 cameras. We're gonna upgrade to more cameras, right? I had a
Okay.
problem that happened, and 2 cameras kept cutting off, but I replaced them, and those same 2 cameras kept cutting off even after I did resets and everything. I don't know what it is. So when I turned the board on that controls the cameras, we've been running for over 5 hours. So I just spent basically 2,000. Hopefully, I'm gonna go test the other 2 cameras out now. I think it's because I didn't turn the board on. The board keeps them on. It gets a signal and it keeps. So all this time I could have been live. I thought my cameras were messed up. I don't think my cameras are messed up. So I already done replaced them, and I'm going on over 5 hours, and all 3 are going, but they weren't
So,
going until I turned the switchboard on. I guess the switchboard sends a signal to the camera that something's happening, so it keeps the camera going. Before I was just trying to have the cameras going, and so so now I got 2 extra cameras. Well, I guess more upgrades, hopefully. But it was
there ain't
bugging me
nothing wrong with
today, and
that.
it's working. So the
There you
studio's
go.
ready. I think we'll go live tomorrow. We'll talk about the Take a Bite Out of Cancer 50 wide that's coming out there. I do have an Avid MXL. That's going to be a door prize that I'm giving to them for their door prize from Sharkotic, well, from Avid. The 50 watt is from Sharkotic. And I got towels and stickers, and I have 1 hat for first place. So whoever wins first place, you get the hat. Hopefully you like Avid. If you don't, well, I'll give it to second place, maybe. But we'll go over that tomorrow live. Albert, are you going to go live tomorrow?
I don't know yet. Dusty
Give me a
asked a
heads up so I can.
question. What size hooks do you use on my deployment leaders? 16, 18, and 24/0 because they don't have a 22/0. I'm looking for that size because I love to have an assortment, and depending on
Stagger.
what size of bait and what type of bait I'm putting out there will determine what hook I will use. If I have a
100%.
long skinny bait, I will use a smaller circle hook like a
Yep.
16 or an 18/0. If I have a bigger chunk, then I'll go to a 20/0 or a 24, depending on how thick the bait is. If it's super thick like a Jack Crevalle, I'll do a 24. But if it's a cow nose, I'll do a 20. So it depends on the type of bait and size of bait that I am using will determine what size of hook I'm actually using. So
So, like, it's like a tube and suction. So you want to try to match it, you know, based off
Yep.
of your bait.
Yep.
Hopefully you don't get puffed out. That's the biggest problem.
Okay, so whiskey. My next um, fishing event is next week on the 3rd. If y'all gonna be in Corpus, guys, I am trying to set up a trip to go hit the jetties.
I'll be right
But
back.
that's the thing too. A lot of the vets, I've got to, get with them to see if they're capable of fishing the jetties and stuff like that too. But again, fishing the jetties, I need a crew with me. I need my team guys or volunteers that I know how to fish the jetties, or at least be with me to help me control all the rods. Because actually, the last two shark fishing events, I showed up solo because, again, I wasn't really promoting because I was so busy with the amount of work, and I wasn't really talking much about the different or about the upcoming event. So again, it's always the first Friday of every month. Um, okay, I can do that whiskey. I know Doug at the Redford Ranch Foundation will love that dearly. So give me a second. But yes, they that would definitely help. All right, I got my note here, boss. 200 for the Redford Ranch right there. I have to do it off here because it'll come off your credit, like I said, when I'm sitting there adding all of that up and stuff like that. But my camera is about to die. I got probably 5 more minutes. So give me a second. Let me go get this tray so I can at least talk you off a little bit while I'm doing this.
Oh yeah. Oh geez, he's bringing out the mother load. Better Dusty. Thanks for hanging out, man. I hope y'all have fun when I'm here. I try to make it lively. I'm here for entertainment purposes. I do really love and enjoy hanging out with you guys. No joke. When I came home today, just hanging out, waiting. I'm like, I'm actually looking forward to being on the live. Like when I get off the live with you guys, seeing you guys participating, commenting, being part of fishing, really makes my night great. It really does. Really does. What is he doing? He's finding more work to do. It's Albert. He's finding something to do.
All right.
Thank you, Dusty.
Yeah, buddy. So
You found
give you an
something else to do,
idea.
didn't you? Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah. Man, too bad you
Three
live in
ounces.
Corpus, or too bad I live in Houston, because man, we could have had a fun night just breaking weights and taking shots.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
I'd have been down. Like, just, we need shots. Let's go.
oh yeah. No, I know this has to be done so that way tomorrow when Jeff gets here, I got an idea of how much work needs to be done because one of our other workers, um, he's going to be working on his vehicle, so he won't be here. Jeff will be by himself. But we're going to be concentrating on these little 3/4 ounce egg weights right there. We got to make
Oh,
200
jeez.
pounds total of that. So we got 2 molds that he can pour 8 at a time. But again, it sounds like a lot, but when you need, what is it?
Um,
16 times 200 times 0.75 will give you the amount of weights we need to finish off this order.
s-
So,
yeah, man, it's a lot of work, bro. Saki 2000. What's up with the name? That's my Gmail name. What name? Oh, what you talking
Oh,
about,
that
bruh?
isn't that spinning for life? Yeah, that's for life. Yep.
What name though? I didn't get it.
Yeah, I don't know why it's YouTube is doing that.
Oh, so things are mixing up in the chat. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you guys too, if anybody's trying to use a Sharkotic name, I have the copyright and the trademark. So if you guys see anything, let me know. I am the Sharkotic.
Well, I'm going to give you a heads up, guys. We got maybe 5 more minutes before my phone finally cuts off. The battery is running low on it and stuff like that. So I'll keep it rolling here as much as I can. And I do appreciate all those that came in the group chat and was chatting with us and sharing their thoughts or knowledge and stuff like that with us. That's what we built the channel on is the ability to do that.
Oh yeah.
Again, like like I said, if you share your thoughts and feelings, we're gonna share ours, and that's the beauty of it. That's what we ought to be able to do, So
Let's just talk.
I love it.
Don't get mad.
Yes.
I'm not gonna get
Yeah.
mad. I don't always agree with Albert. We just always agree.
Great minds think alike, guys. Great minds think
It's not
alike.
impossible, if I don't agree with something just because I say Albert's a brother from another mother. Like when I talk about Albert, that's my brother. It doesn't mean that I could disagree with him. That's fine. But for the most part, we're pretty on par. So I think that works out pretty good. But I'm especially me. I will for sure talk to anybody. You could message me. We could chat. Talk tomorrow. No problem. But let's just talk. I don't need no name calling. Oh, block me, delete me. I hate you. You're terrible. Your chain sucks. Your music sucks. Your sunglasses suck.
So hey, before we cut out,
Cheers,
I'm
guys.
gonna play that song again, dude. That is such a freaking awesome song, man. That
Thank you,
is
man.
so
Like
nice.
it's just putting up positivity in this world. I got one life to live, and I'm gonna be in a box one day, and I'm just leaving behind something for generations to listen to, something good and positive.
Come on, come on, it's coming. Let's see.
And tomorrow I'll go
Yeah.
live on the Sharkotic channel, so you guys check us out.
No, bro. Then that line snaps back like, oh no. Welcome to the bird nest. Out on the beach with a rod in my hand. I'm slick with the king of the land. Captain my ride at the school run free. Next thing I know, line looking like a tree. Tangled up, worse than seaweed in a trap. Spoon looking wild like it just been a slash. Backlash piece got me cussing in stress. This ain't a cast, it's a certified mess. Trying to throw bars on a flex and show, but now I'm fighting with a mono afro. Bird nested deep, looking like spaghetti. Whole real crying, said, bro, you ain't ready. Bird nest blue got me tangled again. Line looping wild like a snake in the wind. Thought I was cast like a tournament king. Now I'm sitting here trying to untangle the thing. I came to fish, not to weave a net. Like this toss this reel, but I ain't done yet. Cause every angler's been in this test. You ain't fishing hard if you don't bird nest. Flip that drag, now I'm digging with a pin. Pulling out knots like I'm writing again. Homie on the pier, talking need some help. Now I got pride, I'm ruining it myself. Saltwater breeze, but my mind feels tight. 20 minutes deep, still losing this fight. Caught a crab once, caught a trout too. But this here tangle might just catch you. Pro tip, thumb that spool on the throat. Feather that line, don't let it go rogue. But I was hyped,
Feathering.
went full set mode. Now my reel looking like a bird zip code. Bird nest blues got me tangled again. Line moving wild like a snake in the wind. Thought I was cast like a tournament king. Now I'm sitting here trying to untangle the thing. I came to fish, not to weave a net. I just thought this real, but I ain't done it yet. Cause every angler's been in this test. You ain't fishing hard if you don't bird nest. Let me tell you something. If you never bird nested, you ain't fishing enough. It's the price of power, the curse of the cast. You live, you learn, and you reach full fast. So next time you cast and it all goes left, just laugh it off. Take a deep breath. Fishing ain't perfect, but the journey's blessed. Even if your reel looks like a hawk made a nest. Produced by
When I
Sharkotic.
did the hawk made a nest, I was done. I was done. I was like, that's it. I was like, I can't do anymore. Like, I went that far. The fact that as I'm writing it, I don't hear the music yet, you know? And
Yeah.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, I really just talked about a hawk nest, and I think I took this too far. Well, when
Yeah,
I put it together, it flowed, it worked. But when I got to that verse, I was
talk
like,
about
I'm done. I'm done.
I
Like,
talk about
that's
the
it.
big ones like I talk about big ones like that, and they're like, dude, how bad was that bird nest? I said, dude, a pterodactyl was trying to land in it.
Oh, God. Had you had told me that last week, I would have incorporated a pterodactyl into the song. Oh, man. It's one of those songs. So when you guys asked, I put it together because I always remember my first bird nest. When I first got into fishing, I was doing a lot of spinning reels.
Hey, my phone's literally about to die, guys.
all right,
We got like
we'll
30
talk about it later.
seconds. Yeah, sorry to hate to get you off, brother, but
No,
my
you're
screen's
good. You're
already
good.
gonna go dark. It's already gonna cut out. Love you, man.
Later,
Y'all
guys.
stay blessed.
Hope
I
y'all
will
have
see
fun,
y'all
man.
tomorrow. I'll
Sharkotic's
go
down for
live.
you guys. Yeah.
I gotta pull up a reel for Uber. I gotta get this done. I'll be doing that tomorrow, but I'm gonna get through this tonight so that way tomorrow I can work on that. I'll be working on the rest of the leaders, so we got a lot more work to go, guys. Y'all stay blessed. Prayers going
Later,
out.
y'all.
Y'all be safe.
God bless.
Have a
Have
good
a
night.
great weekend.
Yes, sir.